You guys all saw Blessing, how he was last year and what I did to him and how he looked. But guess what? He was shocked. He said, George, I've never thought that I used so little of stuff and I look that way.
Like bodybuilder, look, I give Brandon Carey to 220. Brandon Carey. I can show you. Yeah, I can show you now the program from Brandon Carey. I give him. I show you now because I'm not lying.
We believe you, Abdullah. That we believe you.
I show you, bro. I show you people because people talk too much who don't know about anything.
They're like super manly. It's 15 milligrams times 7. It's 100 milligrams a week, right? So when we put 500, this is like, woo, superficial. But no, monkey see, monkey do. Some people, oh, you need more, 1,000, 2,000, and it's that's more.
Welcome everyone to Mission Strong platform. I'm your host, Ramesh Singh, hosting the show from Dubai. We are welcoming here none other than Mr. George Farah, the pro coach with the PhD in integrative medicine, BHS and HNS sports nutrition consultant. I hope I have said it well.
Yes. Many other things, but that means nothing. Because honestly, it's all about experience. It's all about experience. And the most important thing, I want people to know why I'm pushing health. I'm talking always about healthy approach. Because I don't want anybody to land where I landed. I don't want anybody to be a year and a half in the hospital. I want people to wake up every day, put their hands around them and say, man, I'm in my own bed. I'm not in the hospital bed. I want people to know when they get out of the bed, they don't have one or two persons trying to help them to go to the bathroom and stuff. This is very, very important, you guys. This is the sport we all love. We want it to, we want it to be the best, but at the same time, we need to speak safety. We need to not take, matters and just to the next level. Without seeking help or talking to a doctor and stuff. We all know if you take, one aspirin, it's good for your headache. But if you take 10 aspirin at the same time, you might actually have a hole in your intestines and hurt yourself. You know what I'm saying? So not everything, not the more, the better. But you guys need to understand, bodybuilding is what makes me who I am today. You know what I mean? I came from a country in Lebanon. We were 7 kids with my mom and dad and sometimes grandma and grandpa living in 1-bedroom apartment. So I appreciate bodybuilding, what it did to me. And I will never sit down here and be hypocrite about, oh, you can't use steroid or hormone is bad. No, I'm not going to sit down and be hypocrite like some other people were before me. Hormone is actually what built my body. Hormone is what made me the George Farah I was. You know what I'm saying? So bodybuilding took me all over the world. Bodybuilding opened so many opportunities for me. But of course, it's all with the right mind and right attitude. And so unfortunately with me, I've been shot before. I got shot, multiple gunshot wound in the USA in a robbery attempt. I almost died. I have 7 cardiac arrests. I was pronounced dead a couple of times, but God kept me here for a reason. You know what I mean? And because of those lead were left in me, fast forward 20 years later, I have cancer. Now, you can't say, oh, cancer from hormone or whatever, because, like some people, I know a lot of people online, they were sending me, well, that's because you took hormone. Well, guess what? When I was saying in the cancer institute, you know what I mean? The biggest one, Sloan Catering in New York. I have, 13 years old, younger, have the same exact cancer as me. She never used hormone. You know what I mean? She never. So we need to understand something. First of all, it's all about environment. So it's, basically you are what you eat. I don't mind people doing hormone. I don't mind people, you know, working out. Great, it's perfect. But just be careful. Be careful what you put in your mouth. You know, like I said, we really need to make the sport of bodybuilding that we all love the best sport in the world. In order to do that, we need to let people, you know, forget about, you know, like talking about, they think, oh, we're muscle heads and stuff. No, there's a lot of us are doctors. A lot of us train hard. I mean, my wife, she works out hard. She's also a medical doctor, and she have another major. She's psychiatrist. So bodybuilders, people that lift in the gym, not like they used to be in the 60s and 70s. Oh, look at this guy, muscle head and stuff. No, there's a lot of intelligent people out there.
Yes,
And I
absolutely.
want, yes, and I'm reaching out to those intelligent people to really, you know, come in and go and broadcast and talk about how can we do it the healthy way. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, I'm going to tell you, I was just now, I don't want to tell you which country because I did 3 different countries, but I was one of the countries of those, right? I'm doing seminar, and a young kid, he's like 20 years old, just turned 20,
Yes.
and he showed me his cycle. I looked at him. I said, I'm going to be honest with you. I said, I don't give this to Kai Green. You know what I mean? I said, that's a lot of stuff. So people need to understand, not the more, the better. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about everything. We're talking about everything. You know, the same, like a lot of people push a lot of protein, a lot of protein, a lot of protein. Listen, you need protein to build muscles, but not a lot of it, because a lot of it is going to turn into toxicity anyway if you take too much of anything, you know. So what I'm trying to tell everybody is just please listen. If I come here and tell you don't take protein at all, you know what I mean? I don't want you to listen to me. You see what I'm saying? But if I come and tell you, oh, take thousands of grams of protein, I don't want you to listen to me either.
Yes.
So it's always, what I'm trying to do is a happy medium. I want people to understand, you know, food is our medicine. You know what I'm saying? You are what you eat. We heard it so many times. And if you use your food today as medicine, you don't have to use medicine as food later on. You see what I'm saying? So it's very important to know bodybuilding is not about just rice and chicken, rice and chicken, rice and chicken, you know. Have variety. Sit down, look at your food menu. You know, you have a food, you have some good antioxidant, blueberry, strawberry, whatever. You know what I mean? A lot of vegetables. Yes. So, you know, like for an example, people talk about, you know, the DASH diet or like the Mediterranean diet. Now, Mediterranean diet, why people live longer? Because, you know, it's even they have more fat in it, but it's good fat, and it's not a lot of, you know, like. So I'm like in between. I want bodybuilder to thrive. Of course, listen, if you're a bodybuilder and you want to build muscles, every 2.5 to 3 hours, you have to consume protein. You know what I'm saying? So when you work out and breaking down that muscle tissue, your body looks for nutrient looks for those amino acids for building the block of muscles.
Yes.
If you don't have them, of course you're not going to build muscles. You know what I'm saying? But it's not necessarily.
In one of your podcasts, I think one of the pro bodybuilders, I won't going to mention the name, and even you didn't, asking about some sort of cycle, and he was saying probably Kai is taking more than that. You mentioned no, this is not the stuff.
Listen, absolutely. I promise you. I promise you. I mean, listen, Dexter one time started laughing when they told him, because he was sitting next to George. He goes, George, but this is why Dexter's 52, 53 years old, you know what I mean? And healthy. He you know, he's the most winning pro ever. And he get out, he's a grandfather, and he have a great blood work. And that's all I want, man. That's all I want, you know, because they already look at us like, oh, we're bad. Oh, what are you, juicer? What are you? No, you know what? People, honestly, they think that, oh, if you take short, you're going to become a champion. No, you know, these champions busted their ass, man. They work so hard. You know, we sit down. This is the hardest sport. This is the hardest sport. 24 hours, you got to pay attention to what type of food you're going to put in your mouth. You know what I mean? What you're going to do, how you're going to work out, how you're going to sleep. It's just like I said before. It's like that necklace, you know? If it's one link is missing, you're not going to have a necklace. And this is bodybuilding. Bodybuilding, it's about food, working out, hormone, sleeping, water intake. It's all important. And like I always tell people, anything you want to do in life, if you do it 99%, you're not going to achieve nothing. But when you start doing it 100%, you will achieve anything. And I'm not just talking about bodybuilding. I'm here because, when you're over 50 years of age, you think differently. When you're 20 and 30, you think you're invincible, So I'm trying to just tell people, be careful. Anything in life, give it 100%, you're going to achieve 100% back. In your marriage, and everything, in your job. You guys all know, people think, oh, there is a secret. Listen, there is no secret. Everybody can take hormone. How come there's only 1 or 2 guys in every short-term pro out of 1,000? You know what I'm saying? Because he or she, they worked very hard. They slept very good. They took the right, food. So it's not just like, oh man, if anybody takes steroid to become, a champion, that's bullshit. You know what I mean? So we all know bodybuilding, man, it's a beautiful, beautiful game. I love it with all my heart. Like I said, I became a multimillionaire because of bodybuilding. Bodybuilding, the reason why I'm saying this, it's not to show how much I made or whatever, but bodybuilding kept my brain going, kept me educating myself, kept me going to school, I have a nice practice, me and my wife make a lot of money. But if it wasn't for bodybuilding, probably I would have never done that. You know what I'm saying? So right now I'm here, man, to pay it forward, to show you guys how you need to do it the right way. And there's no magic, you know what I mean? No, don't believe when somebody tells you there's a magic pill out there. There's no such a thing. You know what I'm saying? There's no such a thing that it's magic. So honestly, I think like God kept me here for a reason. One of the reasons is to protect everybody I care about. And I care about bodybuilding so much, so I really want to protect everybody's in it. And like I said, I'm not a hypocrite. I'm not going to sit down here and tell you, oh, don't take hormone. No, bullshit.
So your work describes it completely. The way you have done your work, the way you have treated your trainees, everything describes it very fairly.
Yes. Yeah. And, like I said, you need to be fair. You need to tell them the truth. But one of the most important things, like I said, man, I don't want none of those guys in our game to be where I was 4 years ago. Laying in bed.
Fair point. That's the fair point.
You know what I'm saying? And I really, that's all I'm trying to do, because it's not the same. Listen, my mom loves me. My dad adores me. My wife, she's the love of my life. Just to give example, my kids love me. But guess what? My mom want to take care of my dad. She want to take care of my brothers. My wife, she's a doctor. She had to go to hospital. The kids, they had to go to school. What I'm trying to tell you is you're the one who's stuck in there. You're the one in bed looking around like you're in prison. You can't get up. You can't go to the bathroom by yourself. This is very hard. And that's why George Farah, as they call me, the guru, I want really to preach health. Like I said, I don't mind you take hormone, but do your blood work. Even natural bodybuilder, I tell them to do their blood work at least once or twice a year. But if you're taking hormone, listen, like some people are telling, hey, you need to do your blood work. They tell me, oh, it's a couple $100. Brother, so what? This is the most important investment in your body is doing blood work to see how things are on the inside. You know what I'm saying? But then when you tell him, oh, you need to use GH, he doesn't mind paying $500-600. You know what I'm saying? Yes, so they need to understand blood work is very important. So you see what's going on inside you. And this is really my mission right now, man. Like I really feel that God kept me here for a reason. And one of the reasons is to help people, get better. I don't mind. You can be champion. You guys all saw Blessing, how he was last year and what I did to him and how he looked. But guess what? He was shocked. He said, George, I've never thought that I used so little of stuff and I look that way. You know what I'm saying? It's all about nutrition. Honestly, it's all about nutrition. You know what I mean? It's the right combination. Like I said, working out, that you take the hormone is fine, but it's not like too much stuff. Because remember, everything is going to get filtered by your kidney, and your liver is doing the job. So if you take over what you're supposed to, you actually cannot get in shape, because your body now is trying to fight toxic. You end up holding water, and you think, why my skin is thick? Let me do more cardio. Oh, let me take more hormone. No.
Story of most of the athletes.
Exactly. You see what I'm saying? So that's all really what I want to do, man. This is the sport we all love. You know, I mean, first and foremost, I want to thank Mr. Jim Manion, because that man, you need to understand, he's not just the president of the whole, organization, but this man actually helped a lot, man, build a platform for all of us to travel the world and everything. This man, when I was sick, not 1 week will pass without giving me calls. Who am I? You know what I mean? In the bodybuilding. But guess what? That man made me feel important. And he kept telling me, he goes, man, I went to the show and so. He goes, it's not the same without you, because they know I'm crazy. I sit down behind the judges and I scream, oh my God, I look good and stuff. So, they miss that. You know what I'm saying? But, he's a great man. God bless him. God bless the Manions. They really set up a great platform. And like I said, I'm embedded to these people, man. Because of them, I made it the George Farah, that I can come and buy a beautiful house for my mom and dad, you know what I mean? Help my brothers and sisters and have the most beautiful houses in New York. This is all, like I said, is the mentality that bodybuilding taught me, because bodybuilding taught me how to be, perfect in my diet, like everything do 100%. And as a result, I start doing everything in my life the same. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Like, I like it, like how some men, friend of mine, I remember when they met their wives, they keep telling me, I met that girl, man. I have the butterfly and everything, you know what I'm saying? But then they get engaged. Oh, they're so in love. They get married. Oh, it's even better. And then 3, 4, 5 years later, she have a couple kids and he doesn't like her anymore. Well, why? You know why? Because when the last time you give her flower? It used to drive me crazy. Oh, every day he wants to get her flower, a card. So that's what I'm trying to tell you. Everything you got to give 100%. Like right now, before I came, I was traveling. I don't forget, what I do? I called flower place, let them send, flower to my girl. You know what I'm saying?
We are getting important lessons. You should write it down.
You know what I'm trying to say? Seriously, because everything, and the same thing with your job. If you're not the hardest working guy at your job, people are not going to notice you. You're going to be just like anybody else, But if you believe me, you'll see sometimes you go to a factory and you look like, oh my God, look at this guy. But then you see that this guy is going to improve, is going to be better. He might be the foreman, then he might be the president. You know what I'm trying to say? So everything you do, you got to give 100%, honestly.
Would you like to show light on your thoughts and your, how you approach bodybuilding? Like that unfortunate incident happened to you. After that, like what was like that thing changes your thought over the bodybuilding, or any sort of new things coming to your mind when it comes to bodybuilding right after that incident?
Like I told you, when you're 20 and 30, you think you're invincible. So now I'm an older guy, 50 years old. Is different when I was 20 and 30. I didn't care what I take and what will happen, and and if I go out. So I'm taking that, and instead of letting these people, the younger generation, have to go, to the extreme, to what I went through, I'm trying to teach them from now. Listen, man, believe me, you're gonna thank me later on. It's all about me. They thanking me later. You know what I'm saying? Because that's all I want, man. I want to say, I want to hear. I mean, you don't understand how many texts I get and email, and people say, man, thank you for helping me. I'm feeling so much better. Or my mom, they're telling her, oh my God, good news, her cancer is not as bad anymore. Those things, man, as a human, doesn't matter how much money you make and who you are. When you hear you helping another human, you feel so much better. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people tell me, George, why you help so many trainers out there? So many guys. I tell them, you know why? Because I want them to do it the safe way. I don't want to be a leader. I want everybody to be leaders. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I don't do so much on my social media. And everybody, oh my God, you can grow and grow. I'm like, listen, I don't care about followers. I want to create leaders. You know what I'm saying? I want people to be like me or better. Honestly, I wish everybody to be better than me, not just as good as me. You see what I'm
There
saying?
is a word. Absolutely, there is a word
world.
that Mr.
Yeah.
Farah is helping everyone, not on the professional level all the time, but if you have any problems, he is there. There is a
Yes,
word.
yes. Listen to me. I mean, there is just enough time of the day, you know, to go around. But I have never, somebody would ask me something and I tell them, hey man, listen, I do have like 9 months waiting list or whatever now, 10 months. But you know, I try to always at least tell them, listen, do this, do that, get this, especially if somebody tells me, hey man, my mom is sick and stuff. And I'm sure a lot of the people that are here listening to me, they'll tell you, like, I'll take a time to help his mom and dad or his sister or brothers. You know what I'm saying? I don't need to do this, but I must do this. I must do this because somebody's watching. You know what I'm saying? And the more you do, the better you are as a human. I want people to say, oh my God, this guy was a great man when I go on with my life after, you know what I'm saying? I don't want people to say, oh, I don't care, he died or whatever, he was a piece of shit. No, I want people to say, man, this guy helped me, this guy helped my family, this guy helped my brother, my sister, my mother. So this is my plan on life. And this, I really feel that's what I'm doing right now.
That's the main thing. So here, some sort of uncensored proven strategies of fact coming you will be revealing. What about that?
What about what? Let me just say, because somebody passed.
Yeah, uncensored proven strategies of cutting fat. Will you be throwing light on that? Gaining
Cutting back?
Cutting fat.
Oh, cutting fat. Listen,
Yeah.
you know, we all know, like some people tell you, you know, all food is not created equal. All calories are not created equal. You know, the most important thing in the human body, and they should know, it's your digestive tract. If your digestive tract is not good, you're going to have a mess on your hand. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And what I mean by that, like if you eat something and your body don't know what to do with it, you know, like an example, some type of sweetener and it's not natural. I don't want to, you know, scare people. But if you take some type of sweetener and it's not natural, and it's made from chemically, you know, product or whatever, guess what? People think that, oh, they're going to lose weight if they drink this and drink that. You're not. It's been proven now that because it's going to act like some type of, you know, sweetener is going to still let your pancreas think that you're getting sugar. And as a result, you get more hungry. It's not going to get you. So anything you eat, when you read the label, when you get something and you look, there's something you can't pronounce and something you don't understand what it is, trust me, stay away from it.
Sure.
Because it's so simple. You know, like I was on Good Morning America. It's the big, you know, big show in the United States. It's a huge show, like only a few people can go on. And I was on it and I explained to them, you know, Michael Strahan is really, you know, the host, very great host. And he asked me, he goes, so how's your diet work? I said, this is where the problem, I don't like to call it a diet because there is a word die in it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Let's call it a living. Let's call it a living. So it's very simple. Like some people, they can't lose fat, but then they don't understand why. How can you not understand why? You're eating stuff, you don't even know what it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm eating good, you know, look at this diet, so and so. Dude, look at what's in it. Your body doesn't even know what it is. So try to always stay as natural as possible. Everything, you know, it's from nature, eat it. You know, instead of like having a glass of orange juice, which have 45 grams of sugar, have an orange. I bet you one orange is going to fill you up a lot more than, you know what I'm saying? But the reason why I'm saying have the orange, because as soon as you eat the orange, you have, you know, the flavonoid, you have the pectin, you have the vitamins. It's much better. It goes inside you nice and slow. Versus, I mean, there's a new study now is saying that if you have even one glass of real juice, fresh juice, 1 glass a day, you might increase your cancer by 18 to 22%. Could you imagine? Real juice. You know why? Because, yeah, you can go ahead, Google it and stuff. You know what I'm trying to tell you, because I'm always up to research and I always study. I'm a member of Harvard, letter. I always get it to see what's going on and what's happening.
You're hearing from a guru. That's all I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. So the more you stick with nature, the better. As soon as a human touch it and mess it up, there's something's not right in there, So, I mean, remember, like I said, I own a big company, the Guru Secret. I own a big company. So, if I wasn't trying to be 100% right, I will tell you, oh no, man, you gotta use supplement all the time and stuff. But in reality, I did the first couple shows. I never used any supplement. I eat all real food, and I was in the best shape of my life. Now, supplements are needed, but remember, they're called supplement to supplement your diet. Don't make them just your diet. You know what I'm saying? So this is what's going on. Back to your question is really, it's very simple. If some people want to, lose weight and not gain fat, all what they have to do is eat the right stuff and stay away from anything. I mean, listen, man, is year 2022. If people still don't know that French fries and pancake with syrup, with butter and pizza and hamburger or whatever and ice cream, if they don't know this stuff's gonna, not help you, let's say, we don't want to say makes you gain weight, but not help you lose the fat, that means something is wrong. You know what I'm saying? We all know the more you eat vegetables, the more you eat fresh produce, the more you eat lean protein, the better you're gonna do. You see what I'm saying?
Is there any uncensored proven strategies when it comes to you for cutting fat while gaining the muscles you want to enlighten the people about?
Yes, you see, the thing is, what I always do is, it doesn't matter how much somebody's weight, I always start them with high carb. Why I start them with high carb, because I first of all, so I don't like if somebody want to do show and it comes to me, okay, I have 6 weeks or whatever. I don't like that. I like the longer we take. And if somebody have more fat than other, I even go longer than, 3-4 months. Some people, they come to me, I'm gonna tell them, listen, man, we're going to start the whole year around prepping. You know what I mean? And she said, what do you mean? I'm like, what I'm trying to tell you, if you really want to be a champion, everything you put in your mouth is going to count, because my strategy, bodybuilding diet, going up or going down, is just like landing an airplane or taking off. If you land too quick, you're going to crash. If you take off too quick, you're going to have an accident. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we always need to take it easy, nice and slow. Guess what? You want to win. Listen, I'm going to give you an example. There is a guy named Mo Benoot. Mo Benoot from Lebanon. He didn't have the greatest, genetic or whatever, but his dream is to go to the Olympia. And I figured, without genetic, how are you going to get him to the Olympia? I told him, listen, man, the only way you can get to the Olympia and win the show is to be shredded to the bone. He goes, well, how am I going to do this? I said, the less crap you eat, you know what I mean, the better it's going to be. You know what I'm saying? He said, okay, just tell me. The guy, I didn't even know. I told him, okay, let's start. I sent him a diet. But the next thing I found out, after he won the Europa and qualified to the Olympia, I told him, what do you mean? He goes, oh yeah, the whole year I didn't have one cheat meal. The whole year. I said, Mo, I told you can have once a week, something, whatever. The whole year, bro. But what happened is they put great bodybuilder next to him with a beautiful physique and everything. But every time he turned around, he makes everybody looks fat because he was so shredded. And as a result, he qualified to the Olympia. See what I'm saying? So if you have a dream, and you give it 100%, that dream will become reality. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Like being into this field for past 10 years, still a prospect in front of you, legendary guys. Whenever we are training people or talking about the trainings of bodybuilding or even the fitness contest preps, most of the guys that I have came across are already very like on the drop down level of the carbs. Is that the reason why you start everybody with the high carb?
Well, you know what I do, I have a little method. So what I do usually, I tell people to take their temperature first thing when they wake up in the morning. You know what I'm saying? I tell them, put the temperature measuring next to you, next to your bed, and when you wake up, just put in your mouth, see what's your temperature. See, because I'm a little different. So if you go to any doctor and your temperature 36 degree, like if we're talking about like degrees, not Fahrenheit.
Not Fahrenheit.
So Fahrenheit basically. So let's go with Fahrenheit. So if you're 96, right? If your temperature is 96, so the doctor is perfect. 95.7 is good. See, to me, you have to be 98.2. You see what I'm saying? I want you to be, because that's the only way I'll know that your metabolism are just working on all cylinder. Everything is perfect. You see what I'm saying?
All the systems are working fine.
So in order to fast somebody's metabolism, usually, believe it or not, the carb does that. But then you can't keep the carb. So what you do, we start with high carb and we start taking the carb. And every time I take like 100 grams, 100 grams of carb, I'll add like 20 grams, 20% or whatever, 20, 25% protein. You know what I'm saying? Because as we know, the protein is more, it takes more energy to burn. You know what I'm saying? So result, your metabolism become faster, but you have to do it very slowly. See, if you take somebody and right away start them on high protein and no carbs, okay, they lose a little weight, but then what happened after 2-3 weeks? So it's always, to me, what works for me, it's always to keep a little carb as you go. Start with high, and we start dropping it a little bit at a time, And usually people, man, just get diced. They look amazing. You know what I'm saying? This is really
a kind of level where they can match the exact level that they have to be on the carbs.
Yes. Like, and it's all about calorie deficit, but at the same time, like I said, not all calories created equal. Just a lot of people, they come and tell me, well, what's the difference if I have, Snicker bar, 200 calorie, or I have a baked potato, or whatever. I'm like, there's a big difference. They're like, no, calorie is calorie. I'm like, no, let me explain to you. Earlier, we talked about our intestines, how it's the most important thing in our body. If the intestines messed up, your flora, your digestion is not good, you're not going to be able to amount to nothing. You see what I'm saying? So now by you eating Snicker bar or whatever, all that junk, your body, so now you mess up the flora, the candida in your body and in your intestines. And as a result, you go to eat a couple regular meals, you don't digest them the same until you really, so that Snicker bar or whatever, a piece of pizza, it could actually affect you for a couple of days. You see what I'm saying? That's how you mess up your flora. But if you really want to live long and live a healthy lifestyle, it's very important to take care of your flora, your intestines. This is the most important thing. You see what I'm saying? Like right now, after all these years, even in medicine, if your stomach is messed up, that's where everything from your immune system, really Corona taught us a lot too, you know what I mean? So if your stomach is messed up, it's all over. And we all know, so if you take, glass, a tea, like you want to have a tea and you put a couple teaspoons of sugar, you might not get hurt. But the problem, if somebody's sick next to you, your immunity, that little sugar drop your immunity by 50%. You can catch anything. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's why I don't like sugar. It's not mean there's no place for it in bodybuilding. Like for an example, after working out and stuff, you need to replenish your glycogen. So everything in moderation, but not, what I'm saying? Not like, oh, I gotta, like a lot of people, a lot of gurus or whatever, they tell you, oh, you gotta eat this much or you have to go vegan, or you see, no. With me, honestly, it's all about moderation. You know what I mean? It's all about moderation. But instead of like even with the sugar, that I'm always against it because of what happened to me. Even with that, I'm like, okay, you can have sugar, but instead of having the white sugar, bleached, nothing in it, have the cane sugar, have some honey. You know what I mean? Have some maple syrup. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's because now you having it and you have some, awesome, antioxidant with it and stuff. So something to help you. And the most important thing is we need to help our process, like in the progress is by eliminating stuff that they're going to hurt our progress. You know what I'm saying? So by you just, taking the right stuff, it actually help you, man, as a bodybuilder or as a human. You know what I mean? So I always tell everybody, like they come to me, I'm giving you example of Blessing because Blessing is my latest, guy who went. But when I send them, the diet, he goes, oh my God, it's so colorful. Because, when I have a strawberry, I put the emoji next to it and stuff. He said, man, that looks so cool. The banana.
By the way, he was diced. He was diced. Good.
Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to tell you is honestly, it's all about just like variety and stuff, because the more vitamin and nutrient your muscles, you give your muscles, the better they're gonna look. You know what I'm saying?
So here, Joe Farah, sir, good questions are coming on for you. Can we know about like your views on inscreva-se sermon?
The views on what?
Inscreva-se sermon ranafebet.
What's my views on it?
Yeah, it's a question like your views on inscreva-se. They want to know.
Like, I mean, with me is I don't like to put so many, like weird stuff and whatever. Now, if you need the inscreva-se, if you have some problems, it's fine to use it. Like I said, you need to remember, man, I'm not just going to talk about each and every medicine, you know what I'm saying, per se, because like, for an example, a lot of people ask me, hey, what do you think about that? I can't say that, you know what I'm saying, when I'm live or whatever, because I worry about my license, you know what I mean? But like I said, if you need it, you ask your doctor.
That's a smart move, sir. That's a smart move.
Yeah, because, the reason why, you need to understand something, hormone in general, you know what I'm saying, what they were made for. They weren't made for bodybuilder. You know what I'm saying? But now we found out, okay, hormone actually increase your muscle, your anabolism. That's why they call anabolic. So the food, instead of go in and out of you, you start anabolize them. As a result, you get big and stuff. So yeah, like back to inscreva-se. I don't know. What do you have? Gyno? What do you have? I don't know why you use it. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody told me, in the seminar now, he's talking about the IGF-1. I said, listen, IGF-1 is great when you're a little baby, because you want to grow, you want to put muscles on, stuff. But in bodybuilding, why would I want to use IGF-1? Oh, what do you have to do? Just go right now, say IGF-1 and cancer, and you're going to see, oh my God, IGF can cause cancer if it's high? Of course. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to avoid.
So, sir, the question is, next question. Do you think that improvement in the current knowledge of bodybuilding has helped to better alleviate the deficit created by diet and pharmacology in bodybuilders?
Of course. Listen, information is power.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So the more you actually learn, the more you study, the more. But the problem is people need to know. Not everything you find on Google supposedly is 100%. You see what I'm saying? Because I mean, so many
persons.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So you just be careful. Be careful where you get your knowledge from. Who's behind it? Like if it's something from Harvard or Berkeley or some or study, then you say, okay, well, I can count on that. But somebody sit down, we don't even know who he is, and he tells you about how steroid works or whatever. But yes, information is power, and the more we get informed, the better thing. Of course, that's what made bodybuilder better, and like in overall. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so I think here we are having Junaid Kaliwalaji and Vicky Singh.
Oh, two my brothers, two IFBB pros.
The first one from India.
The first one from India.
First one from India. Very warm welcome to both of you guys. Junaid sir, how are you?
Thank you, brother. Thank you. I'm good. How are you?
So, Vicky sir, Sat Shri Akal.
Thank you for having us.
I'm
And
good.
thank you, George, for everything. Because of him, we are here.
Exactly.
We are healthy. We are here. We are, a little bit
We are
famous.
healthy. We are healthy. That's what the main line is.
They're healthy and they have kids. That's very important.
I've seen the little angel.
Yes.
So I have a question. George already answered all my questions. So for all the people that are watching, I have a question here. Guru, so many people, especially in India, right, and even in the US, like people who don't know that much about fitness and bodybuilding, they mostly focus on protein, like high protein diet or this and that. And when you prep us for the show, the protein is like very less. Not, for me, like it's only like 130 grams of chicken or fish or 6 egg whites a meal. Like, how does that work? Why not high protein?
Because, brother, like I said, everything, if you use too much of everything is not good. It's going to backfire. And as a result, you can actually have a problem. You know what I mean? I mean, a great example, you, Becky, when you came to me and you were eating a lot of protein, we can say it in the open, you had some problem with your kidney issue, right? And then when I took you on low protein and I put a lot of vegetables, what happened? How's your kidney now? You see what I'm saying? That's what you got to think. People need to understand that nutrient is the key in every healing power to human. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with Junaid. He had some other problem, but then we fixed it with nutrition. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm against everything to be over, you know what I mean? And you guys both turned pro. You guys both did good, you know what I mean, as pro. Junaid now is getting ready for a show. It's okay, Junaid, we can say it. And he's already, we still have 3 months and he's already in great shape. So I can't just imagine how shredded he's going to be. So, like I said, man, everything is like landing an airplane. Don't just start throwing so many protein and so many things. Everything you do with your clients, you guys, it have to be nice and slow. When you take carb, don't just take it all at once, nice and slow. Because, human brain is the smartest thing. And it recognizes right away and it back off things. You're in the state of, hunger. So hold on to all your fat. So what you do is everything nice and slow. Like I like when I give them 20 minutes of cardio, they say, Coach, can I do an hour? I'm like, okay, we have 16 weeks for the show. If you start an hour right now, in 4 or 5 weeks from now, you stop losing weight. What I'm going to do, give you an hour and a half. So by the end of 3 months, you'll be doing 2 hours, 3 hours of cardio. That's wrong too. You see what I'm saying? So you want to trick your body. Do it nice and slow. So your brain always don't know what's going on. So you keep you know what I mean? Nice and easy and everything will be all right.
Very good to know, sir. So we are having Dr.
Thank you, Ranveer. I was not able to unmute it.
Oh, there's no problem.
Unmute this because there was too much noise. And when you're listening to Guru, you have to be very careful.
Very careful and precise.
Very careful because every word is a word of wisdom. Like the beginning of the seminar, I learned one very important thing. Food is the medicine.
And I got to know the sugar thing that he just
this is my personal experience. We were just finished workout. So we were discussing about the coaches. I'm not sure whether should I talk about it here or no, but sorry, Guru, if I go anything wrong. But it's just like I was talking about the coaches. Usually I was telling him the coaches should do what exactly they ask their clients to do. I have met Guru at his house. I was lucky enough to be there. We have met for dinner in India. We have met a couple of times, but I've never seen him touching the sugar. In fact, one fine day, I remember we went for the dinner in India, if you remember, Guru, for that Turkey restaurant. And then there was some baklava and kunafa after the food. So the restaurant owner was friend and he served everybody. And I started eating because I considered it a cheat meal, and Guru is like, what the hell are you doing? I'm like, sorry.
Guru don't even let me have coffee when I'm with him. He's like, why are you having coffee? Have a green tea. Have something, like and anything good for health. Not just have coffee. It's not going to benefit you in any way. So have some like green tea or chamomile tea or like any good
Hibiscus
stuff.
tea, which is hibiscus tea was the first thing I heard from Guru. And that actually I researched on it. It's so helpful. It's so healthy.
Antioxidants.
I've never heard in my life.
So much
Before
of
2019, I didn't knew what is hibiscus tree.
You know
what's so
best
funny? I've been talking about hibiscus tea for a long time because there's resveratrol in it. It's very high. People always talk about wine because in the United States, wine. I swear to you guys, 2 weeks ago, I'm reading a new study from Harvard. Harvard, no bullshit, right?
Yep.
They said even one glass of wine is dangerous for you and can give you problem for your heart. So if you really want to have resveratrol and increase your immunity and antioxidant, you can have hibiscus. You see what I'm saying? God has given us so many cool things, but like I said, you can't tell people don't drink or don't do that. No, but everything in moderation. Just not every day the same thing. Well, they say the wine's good. No, that's not me. They didn't tell you drink, a bottle of wine every day. Like once a week you have a glass of wine. There's something different. It comes from out. You know what I'm trying to say? So that's why I'm trying to teach all these guys. And that's why Junaid and Vicky, they're amazing coaches now. And they have a great winners and everything. You know why? Because I give everybody my heart. I don't hold back. I give everybody secrets like it's nothing, because at the end, it's not a secret. It's I'm giving people knowledge. And the more knowledgeable you are, the more you know. See, I used to think I'm very smart when I have nutrition degree and stuff. But then when I started doing, I went into the integrative medicine and study more. I'm like, oh my God, I was dumb. Because the more you learn, the better it is. And like I said, the information is power.
Sure, sir.
You know what?
Thank you, Junaid sir.
Not only me, George helped my family as well. I remember when my sister was pregnant, she was at the hospital. She had high blood pressure and high sugar. It's something called when women they're pregnant, sometimes the sugar goes up, right?
Yep.
It's just for the pregnancy period.
That's it.
Yeah, so everything, blood pressure was high, sugar was high. I texted George, I was so worried. I texted George. George only wrote one word, walnuts. And that's it. Snack on walnuts, and that's it. And believe me, the next day she was fine.
No,
the very next day.
This is not just to say good thing, but actually he helped everybody. I remember my friend's father was suffering from cancer, and I called him and messaged him. He was very quick to answer. He was faster than he answered to my check-in. Actually, he was faster than actually answered to my check-in, and I was feeling little jealous. But he's so helpful, and it is not just help to us, my friend. In fact, as he said, we train people. So where we feel that we don't know something, and we ask George, what should we give to our client? This is the situation. He actually helped them. He don't say I'm not there. So it's kind of a blessing to have a coach like him who just don't teach about bodybuilding. He also teach about lifestyle. He also teach about how to stay healthy.
Okay.
And that healthy face shows up. When you are healthy, it shows on your face.
That's the version of how we train his trainees.
Exactly.
Nice to hear from you, Junaid sir. And Vicky sir, thank you so much for contributing in one single screen.
Thank you for correcting us. We're just trying to fix in the frame.
Okay.
Thank you for
having us, and thank you for the opportunity, and thank you for organizing such seminar. I would suggest you should keep doing it, and if you need any kind of support from us, we are always there.
I know. Thank you so much. Thank you for this.
Thank you.
All right, Guru.
Love you, Guru.
Thank you.
So two of the very fellow members asking so much and explaining so much. So we have more answers on the screen. Akbar Hussain.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely loud and clear, sir. Please place your question.
Absolutely, Dr. George, the guru.
How are you, brother? How are you?
Tahiyati from Egypt.
Habibi, ازيك?
Alhamdulillah. Couldn't be better. I'll carry out in English so everybody can understand.
Yeah.
So I tend to follow your approach 100% because I've always been in the dilemma between bodybuilding, whether natural or enhanced, while actually staying healthy, because that's always the dilemma. They tell you if you take hormones, now you're not healthy. So I take your word 100% in whichever school I follow. And this is the question that I could not find a clear answer for. And you've always pointed out about the amounts of protein and how much to use. And you've mentioned in seminars that you use with pros like less amount of protein. So my question is, I'm aware that with pros, when you're taking PEDs, there is an extra load on the kidneys, right? Okay,
100%.
so as for natural athletes, can they actually take higher amounts of protein while being safer than those who are enhanced, or the amounts don't have to do with the PEDs in the picture?
See, the problem is, I'm glad you mentioned this because right now, actually, there's a new study. You can go check it out online. You guys can, as soon as you put Google and say steroid and kidney, and a lot of actually, there's been proven that using a lot of PEDs, with bodybuilder is what's the number one cause of a lot of kidneys problem. And I like it when a lot of bodybuilders tell you, well, I have a genetic, my grandpa, whatever. Bro, your grandpa was 90 when he had kidney problem. You know what I mean? You're 30 years of age. You know what I'm saying? So let's not bullshit each other. You know what I'm saying? There is definitely, but as far as you being natural and having protein, it's fine. But listen, it's the same thing because as a matter of fact, when you take steroid PEDs, it's called anabolic steroid because it helps you anabolize the food. You know what I'm saying? Better. So when you're anabolic and you take food a little higher, you might actually get away with it. That's why you see a lot of people, on anabolic, they're in better shape. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking people even don't have anabolic, they get better shape because that's what the anabolism do. And we all know a lot of people, they need to understand most fat people, they're fat because they don't have muscle. See, a lot of people don't know that. Most people, they're fat because they don't have a lot of muscles. You know what I mean? So what I mean by that, you see, me and you, so I'm like 85 kg now. If I'm 85 kg and, my sister's 85 kg and she have a lot of fat on her, I need to consume a lot more food than her because I can burn a lot. Just by me sitting, the muscles help you burn more calories. So now you being natural, it's fine. If you're muscular, you have to test it. So what I mean by that, because we all know at the end, high protein, a lot more than your body needs, it's going to basically transfer into sugar anyway. You know what I'm saying? So your body can use it as a calorie extra. So it's up to you. And what I do, I don't really go by scale. So what you should do is go by the mirror. You know what I'm saying? So you increase your protein, intake and see how you look. If you start looking pudgy and holding water, that means you're in a toxic, situation. Your body start holding more water. You know what I'm saying? So it's always, like I said, happy medium. But the best way, listen, even if you have a coach, and even you are a great coach, right? But you should always ask people. Like me, people make fun of me. Like when I tell them, okay, how many times you go to bath? Like number 2. How many times you wipe? When you wipe, is it moist? Is it solid? The reason why I asked that because I want to make sure of what we talked about. If your digestive system is great, that means you're in good, you're in good process. You're gonna do really good. If you having problem going to the bathroom or you're going more than 2-3 times a day, that's not good neither. You know what I'm saying? So like I said,
a problem.
Yes, so it's always important to ask questions. And that's the only way you find out. If you're a good coach, you have to ask questions. And if he's a good student, he needs to understand That's why you're asking those questions. You know what I mean? You don't just like copy and paste. You know, I'm not like it's actually, it's funny. Like I see people, I ask them like, hey, I want to join you. You know, I've been with such, with this guy or with this guy. And I say, okay, well, send me what you're eating. They all know, like, I need to know your age, what time you go to sleep, what time you go to bed, what type of work you do, what your food, what's your temperature. But it's so funny. I swear to you, man, like this year alone, I have maybe like 50 people send me a diet that I'm the one who wrote that diet to somebody else. I'm like, holy shit, because I know, the grams and how I put certain things together. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, okay, wait a minute. How much you weigh? 70 pounds. Okay, well, the reason why you're having problem and you can't digest the food, because that was made for somebody who's 100 kilo. You know what I mean? Not 70 kilo. You know what I'm trying to say? So this is what, so as a good coach, you got to ask a lot of questions.
Okay, hope so.
Okay,
Dr. Ahmed, Dr. Ahmed, hope that you got your answer really well.
I just got a second part to the question. With that being said, do you have a certain range of grams per kilogram of protein that you recommend not going higher?
Yeah.
Like they say for natural, don't go above 2.6. Is 2.6 safe on the long run, 20, 30 years from now?
Like I said, the thing is, sometimes I have twin brothers, you know what I mean, or sisters. And one of them, she can get away. We're talking about people, they're only like, 60 kg, right? For an example, I have sisters, they're twins. They're 60 kg. So I'm giving each one of them 120 grams. So I take like 1 kilo and time it by 2, because I don't want too much protein. So anyway, one of them, oh my God, she started losing a lot of weight, a lot of muscles. She went into catabolism. So I have to actually add like 30 more grams of protein. The other one, she was perfect. So, that's why I said, go by the mirror, not by the scale. You know what I mean? See what's happening to the person. And that's where you decide if to increase or lower. You know what I'm saying? But usually when I go by pound, I go probably like 1 gram a pound, which is like almost, 2 grams per kg. You know what I'm saying? And then you go from there. That's where you start. Might go up, might go down. Okay, Habibi?
Got you.
Thank you so much,
pleasure.
Dr. Ahmed.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay, so here we are having one more question from who is the best bodybuilder? What do you think about the use of substances such as synthol? Do you think that in muscles that are genetically underdeveloped, use may be justified?
You know what's so sad? First of all, as the best bodybuilder, guess what? For today, who's the best bodybuilder? You have to pick Mr. Olympia. That's what the judges pick. So Rami is the best bodybuilder.
Hands down, right now, hands down.
Yes, you see what I'm saying? He's the best bodybuilder. I mean, if there is somebody better than him, he would have beat him at the Mr. Olympia. You see what I'm saying? So, this, I have to respect what the judges saw, what they did, whatever. So he's the best bodybuilder as of today. Now, next year, things might change. I don't know. But today, Rami. Before Rami was, may God bless his soul, Sean. We have Brandon. We have, so every era he have the best bodybuilder. But today, Rami Subai is the best bodybuilder. Now, what was the next one? I forgot because, the question.
The question was, do you think that in the muscles, those who are genetically underdeveloped, their use may be justified?
Like I said, I'm not going to sit down and talk bad about it and say that, I don't want to be hypocrite. Like some other bodybuilders made it to be big names and actors or whatever. And then they said, don't take steroids. Dude, if it wasn't for steroids, you wouldn't have even been here. We won't even be listening to you. So I'm not going to be hypocrite. You know what I'm saying? You're talking to a guy in high school. In high school, I was like 50 kg. So you think without, PEDs, I would have been like, going 3 times to the Mr. Olympia? Absolutely not. Who am I bullshitting? So yes, but like I said, always, always, always seek medicine, seek medical advice. A doctor, your doctor, somebody else. as long as you talk to somebody that know what they're doing. Don't, because as we all know, this is the body. It doesn't matter what religion you are, okay? This body is from a higher power, from God. And this body is a temple, and you're supposed to take care of it. Like I like how certain people, oh, I don't drink and I don't smoke and I don't take drugs. No way. But then they take, 1,000 milligram of testosterone a week, 1,000 milligram of tren a week. Dude, that's drugs too. That's haram. That's no good. You see what I'm trying to say? So, like I said, happy medium, you guys.
Happy medium. Good. So, coming back to the question, this guy with the exact amount with the name of iPhone. Okay. So he said, hello, Dr. George, how are you? You can say hi back to him.
Hi.
Hope you're doing well. Dr. Farah, what do you think about staying natural after 4 years of training? Would it still find results by increasing clean calories, or should I go for TRT? And I'm only 25 years old.
Yeah, listen, I'm going to tell you something. Honestly, I tell everybody, if you don't want to go as far, if you don't have a dream to become a pro bodybuilder, you know what I'm saying? Don't even bother taking anything. Because like we said, when you take one pill of ibuprofen, people, they take ibuprofen for headache or shoulder pain or leg pain or whatever. But that same ibuprofen is going to hit 5, 6, 7 different receptors. You see what I'm saying? So it's not just going to, take care of your pain, your headache or whatever. They actually can hurt your kidneys. So we're talking about ibuprofen. So imagine when you're taking PEDs, like, so if you don't want to compete and want to be a pro bodybuilder, that someday your dream is to be on the Olympia stage, I'd rather you don't take it. You know what I'm saying? Or see how much you can go without it. Like I have won many small shows, stage shows and stuff, and I was natural. As a matter of fact, Kai Green turned pro natural. He did the Team Universe. They were like, testing and stuff. But that's why, because he was doing it natural. And then when he take the stuff, he gained 30 kg. You see what I'm saying? So that's why the longer you wait, the better your body will actually absorb and you look better and bigger.
Numerous of times we have already mentioned that he was natural, and then he turned pro, and when he took something, he
exactly.
got 30. So people don't believe that, but still, it's from your own mouth. We are listening from the horse mouth that he is saying. The next question is coming from Dr. Ahmed Naizek. Again, cruising and TRT between cycle. Is it the only way to maintain progress in the modern day of bodybuilding to compete among the pros? If not, what are the other ways to maintain as much progress all year around with the TRT/cruising?
Okay, listen, here's what I'm going to tell everybody. I probably haven't said it before to anyone, but I want to give you guys a little secret, okay?
Okay.
So everyone that listening to me here, this is very important, okay? For example, if you're doing cycle and you're doing DECA, sustenance, supinate, or whatever, right? And you stay on that cycle, like let's say 10 weeks, right? So you stay on that cycle 10 weeks, for an example. So I'll say, okay, so if you doing that, the same stuff, and we all know this is a long acting. What I mean by long acting, it needs about 2 to 4 weeks to get out of here.
4 weeks
right?
to get out of the system.
So now what you do,
long Easter.
Exactly. So now if you did that 10 week with long Easter, you need about like 8 weeks, to stop, to do, you know what I'm saying? To do PCT and stuff. Versus what I do, this is what I do, so they know. So I do with long Easter, like for like 4, 5, 6 weeks. And then the last 4 weeks, all fast Easter, stuff that in and out of your system, like, for an example, pro, whatever, Masteron, P, everything is stuff. So now the reason why I do that the last 4 weeks, when I stop, literally, all you have to do is probably about 2, 3 weeks PCT. Yeah. So now you're doing this versus doing the long acting stuff and have to take 8 weeks off. You know what I'm saying? Is a lot better. So instead of people do 12 weeks in 8 weeks off, 12 weeks, 8 weeks off. Do 10 in three weeks off. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You keep the progress, you don't lose as much. And we all know if you keep your food perfect for 2-3 weeks, you're not going to lose anything. So that's why my guys always look good. But I never, ever, ever had a guy, I don't care who he is, going to Olympia or not, without stopping completely. You know, stopping completely, clean your system, get everything going. And that's why I'm blessed. Every one of my guys that work with me, they have kids, they have longevity, they have good health. This is very important to me. Okay?
Guru, there's an important question coming out from personally me. Like, most of the time, people are asking about whatever gears they are taking in, whatever SAMs are, whatever GHs. So I just want you to put light on the topic of OCT and PCT, on-cycle therapy and post-cycle therapy. Is there anything known as on-cycle therapy? Because people know post-cycle therapy. And what's the difference between that? And if there is the need of OCT while doing the cycles?
Well, you know, depends on who we're talking about, right?
You're talking about the professional
I'm talking to
bodybuilders.
somebody who is 25, 30 years of age, you know, even when he's on cycle, I would like to, like, every 8 weeks, give him, you know, a couple of weeks of ACG, even if he's getting ready for, you know, for a show. The reason why I'm saying this when they're young, you know, I don't want to have that guilty conscience someday. He tells me I can't have kids or I'm having a problem. So it's important for a younger generation. But I know somebody who is 40 years of age, you have 3-4 kids or whatever. I'll wait till we finish and then we do the PCT. You see what I'm saying? So like I said, it all depends on the individual. I mean, certain people, when I ask them for blood work, you know, and it's hard to tell you without you being my, you know, my client. When you're my client, I can ask you questions and ask you for certain blood work, you know, after a small cycle or whatever. And I see, oh my God, you know, this guy, everything stayed perfect, you know what I mean? Versus another guy is terrible. And you know, something really cool I found out. I have 2 guys, we're going to the Olympia, okay? 2 guys, literally about the same weight. You know, I don't want to say names, but it's so funny. One of them live in the city, one of them live out in the country, right? They're doing about the same thing. Maybe, you know, like things, of course, a little different. Each one is different because each body's different, you know, but they're doing kind of same prep, okay, because they're about the same weight, their calorie about the same. It's so funny, like after they're done and we did the PCT, the guy who lives in the city, his numbers were off. His kidney, his liver, and everything. And I'm like, why? Like, why the other one is perfect? You know why? Because the other one, he's eating everything organic. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. People don't understand how important not to get genetically modified food. Genetically modified food, they don't have the power of organic.
That's a kind of age stuff for the body.
You put it outside, it doesn't last long, but then you see all of a sudden the stuff coming out. Stuff. This is energy. You see what I'm saying? So when you eat it, it actually heals you. While he was prepping, he was getting healed. That's why, you know, people say, oh, organic is bullshit. No, believe me, pay that extra $1, man, for a pound of this or pound of that, because your health is very important. I love it because I was one of those people. I used to go and look at, like, for example, cucumber. I'm like, man, why this cucumber is $1 from there? It's the same. Let me get this. Versus when I get older and like I was healing myself from cancer, I said, the hell with this. You only live once. One time you come on this earth. Spend whatever you have for your health because you only have one health. You better take care of it. So you want to be bodybuilder, like I said, it's very important, especially if you're taking PEDs. A lot of clean food, a lot of organic food, because that's what helps you heal.
So this means OCT and PCT, that completely depends upon the age factor of the persons who are going to compete, or either they are doing it for their own best self.
Yeah, you know, like I said, you know, young guys, they don't give a shit. But you as a coach,
sadly,
you should, like, you know, take that in your consideration.
It's our
He's like,
consideration.
Coach, why you want me to do like OCT? Why you want me? I'm like, dude, just please listen to me. Someday when you get older, you thank me. And it's so funny. This has happened so many times with me. We're talking, because I've been helping people since, 1998 or even before, right? So we're talking, 25 years later. I have people now, they're not even competing anymore or whatever, but they call me and they tell me, they said, man, thank you for everything. I have a great family. When I used to say, I don't care about the kids. Oh my God, I'm so glad you kept, because dude, kids, it's our future. It's us, like, what are you going to work and do everything and kill yourself? And then you don't have nothing to show or no family, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's very important.
Next question, sir, is from Akbar Hussain, asking views on Psalms. Your views on Psalms and Psalms of underground labs, though and it's not permitted by FDA.
Well, the reason why it's not permitted by the FDA, I'm going to tell you why, okay? Because have almost the side effect of the PEDs, And it's the same thing as steroid. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. So I tell people, listen, if you want to use the SARMs, I'd rather use steroids, because you're going to have about, and a lot of people might argue with me, but I'm going to tell you right now, I'm dealing with many people. One of them, actually, he have an erectile dysfunction problem because of SARMs, and I'm telling you, like, I'm talking to all my friends, doctors, psychiatrists and everything to help that kid because it really messes them up. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, like a lot of people, they talk to me, hey man, we want you to be partner with SARMs. You can make a lot of money. I'm like, I'm all set. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, life is not about money, man. Life is about telling people the truth and whatever. But I'm not against anybody. If you want to use it, go ahead. But I'm just telling you, if you want to use SARMs, might as well just use hormone. You know what I mean?
They are less tested. There is less knowledge of them giving a good amount of results to the people or legit results to the people. I have so many people saying that few, I don't want to take the names, but again, those are giving them the adequate amount of results that they are getting from the like EDs or whatever they were using earlier. A lot of them have the different opinion about it. So coming back to the same point, that is
like I said, I'm not against them. If you want to use them, maybe they're less harsh. I don't know. There's not a lot of study done on them, and that's why they're not FDA approved. I don't know nothing about them. You know what I'm saying? But I know, certain things, like even the hormone, when you use them, at least there's a lot of long study. They've been on since the 1900s. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. This is me, but anybody else can do whatever they want. They're their body,
Okay, so here comes Dr. Ahmed again. It's a good question. I'm taking it because it's trend is coming. And should trend be completely avoided? I think you get why I started coughing. And can you actually compete without it today among pros?
Listen, for an example, okay, I give you an example. I know in the 90s, in the 2000s, there wasn't really a lot of people using trend. You know what I mean? Not too many people know about trend. Like I won the national without trend. And I look at some of my pictures. Oh my God. The first time I qualified to the Olympia, you guys, the first time I qualified to the Olympia, you know who was standing next to me? Paul Delat. Marcus Rule. Yes, go look at the lineup. They were so much bigger than me, and I qualified to the Olympia, and I barely weighed 200, and I didn't use any trend. I was shredded to the bone. So, do the trend work? Yes, trend really works, but do we really need to take it? Depends on somebody's metabolism. Is like I don't know. Like it's also genetic, But I'm telling you. And I swear on everything, I have never give trend more than probably 3 mil, maybe 4 mil if somebody's too big a week. But now I hear people started, and we're talking like maybe 6-7 weeks. I see people now 16 weeks out, they're starting the trend, and they do like 1 gram a week. We're talking 10 mil. I mean, that's freaking crazy. And they wonder why they have a problem. You know what I mean? By the way, the Trend Ace is the only one that make you cough. Just so you know, if you don't want to cough. I can't hear you. Something muted, maybe? See if you mute, because I can't hear you.
Am I audible?
Now I can hear you.
Yeah. I was saying the short Easter coming straight up. That's why cough was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So coming back to the point, like trend, people have different mindsets and it depends upon how people are taking it or the age factor or body to body. That's what you want to say.
Yeah, you know, not only this, like a lot of people, they came to me, they have some certain problem, kidney problem, they're like creatinine is high, you know, BUN is like off. I don't want to use Tren on them. I tell them, listen, I really don't, but what do you think? And you know, what's so funny, there was one guy just did the show, you know, and he said he really want. I said, trust me. I tell him, listen, man, your kidney is more important. Your health. And you know, he's an older guy. That was last year, and he ended up turning pro. You know what I'm saying? And he goes, man, I'm so glad I didn't. I said, that's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not. Don't listen to the people, your friend in the gym, and because they have no knowledge. Really, like, and that's what we said. If I look at somebody and have a great genetic, and my God, he's like, you can see his abs all year around. You don't really need to use harsh stuff to get him in shape because he's already in shape. You know what I mean?
Yes. I've seen people like I'm not forgetting if I'm forgetting to mention Deca or maybe Primo. I haven't heard people using Trend. With Deca and Primo, people are getting diced like anything. That's again come with the same point as you are saying. They are most of the people not use Trend. They never use Trend, but they are diced as hell.
Yes. And that's what I'm trying to say, man. It's your nutrition. You know, really, if you want to get in shape, listen, let me put it this way to you, okay? I had cancer about 4 years ago. I'm a mess, right? I was like, they say I have 5-10% chances of surviving. I mean, I have 90% chances of dying. I can't take any hormone because, as you know, if you have any cancer, you know, you don't want to take a chance. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So I look at myself, though, the way I eat, you know, people look at me like I was just doing the show. They said, my God, coach, like, how you stay in shape like this? Because I show them my abs and stuff.
Yes.
But, you know, it's so funny. Look, for an example, you see my arm?
Yeah.
You see the skin on them? You see how thin it is? So you can see what I'm trying to say. But that's not a trend or anything. That's the food I'm eating. You know what I'm trying to say? So if somebody want to get in shape, really, without taking all that stuff, he should watch it all year round. That's why I'm the first one. I used to say, don't call yourself a bodybuilder if you don't have abs in the off season. You're not a bodybuilder. Absolutely. These guys have big belly. Oh, you know, I weigh 350. I'm like, you know, this guy, I was getting ready for the national. You know, I'm telling you, years ago, that's how you learn things. So I'm getting ready for a national. He said, how much you weigh? I told him, I'm like 178 pounds. That means I'm going to be 176 to be in the middleweight. I said, and he looked at me and he said, that's it? He goes, man, I weigh like 330. So you know what my reply to him? You know, my reply to him, I said, my grandmother, she weighed 350. You guys look alike. And everybody in the gym start laughing like, dude, what are you talking about? Dude, can you see? You're so fat, you know, like, because, oh yeah, he's a power lifter, you know, and I love those people that they call themselves power lifter because they can't diet, you know. Oh, I'm just a power lifter. Bro, listen to me. Did you see Shah? Did you see those guys, the power lifter? They have abs, man. They're strong. You know what I'm saying? You can win the whole world. So yeah, it's bullshit. It's bullshit. Yeah. So yeah, weight's only number.
Taking Trend on one side and eating crap on another side won't gonna take you anywhere. That's how the thing is.
Yes.
And taking simple issues on one side and keeping your food all year in line will make you dice.
Like I said, you know, if you really, just like what we talked about, Mo Benut, you know, you really want to be shredded. That's what you do. I have the same thing. Isa Obeid. You probably guys know Isa Obeid. Isa Obeid, when he came and did his pro debut, the guy was eating perfect. I look at him, man. We're talking 6-7 weeks out. He have striated glute, and I'm like, oh my God, this guy is gonna surprise everybody. And so funny, I was talking to him. He goes, man, what do you think? I said, Isa, we're going there to win.
Yeah,
that's it, nothing else. And it's so funny. We had a lot of big names. Sean Roden was there because I was helping Sean Roden at the time. We have a lot of people. Like, so anyway, when Isa walked on the stage, all the judges started looking at each other like, who the hell is that? Isa Obeid came in shredded. You understand what I'm saying?
The fibers from the glute.
Yes, and that's what I'm saying. You know, because the guy wanted something so bad, and you know, he ate great all year and stuff. But you know, I think I have something to do with it because I do play with my coach's mind. The reason why, you know, we have a lot of great coaches out there. You know what I'm saying? But I think me personally, I think the reason why my guys do good is because we get an entanglement. You know what I'm saying? Because like when you live the guy, you're in with them and you kind of like, you feel like two people always better than one. You know what I mean? So when you feel them, see like me, when they're on the stage, I'm like, they're posing and I want to fix their, I start posing with them and everybody look at me like, what's wrong with George? But honestly, this is what, you know what I mean? That's what I like. Yeah.
That you said behind the menu, you're sitting with the judges and posing and seeing towards the people that I should pose like that. You should correct.
Yes.
Really getting that. Okay. So here we are getting Mr. Yashwant Singh on screen.
Hello, Coach. How are you? And hi, Mr. Ranveer. Hope you're doing
Hi, Yashwant sir. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you. So, Coach, I have a small question. What is the safest overall dosage of all the PEDs together? Like 2000 mg or 1500 mg or 2500 mg of test or, trend, whatever it is, all the PEDs together. What could be the safest, dosage weekly?
Listen, you know, I'm always, shooting straight, right? First of all, when you say 2000 mgs and stuff, that doesn't work with me because I get, I get Kai and Dexter ready and they never took more than 300 milligram of tests a week. Get them ready for Olympia or whatever, I don't understand where these thousands and 1,000 milligram. Now, if you want me to be honest with you, there's no such a dose in healthy. There's, it doesn't matter how little you take and how much you take. There's always side effect when you're using PEDs. You know what I mean? How you can minimize it is by doing blood work, eat the right stuff. It's like, I love it when some people, they tell me, well, Coach, I have my cheat meal, but can I have a couple glass of whiskey? I'm like, no, bro, when I give you a cheat meal in the off season, it's for you to enjoy a little different food. You know what I mean? You have sushi or whatever, not to have alcohol, as is, you're destroying, your liver. You know what I'm saying? You're putting pressure on your liver of taking PEDs. You're going to drink alcohol. It's going to make it double whammy. So like I said, there's no such a number is safe or unsafe. But like what we said, everything in moderation is always better. You know what I'm saying? So like for an example, you're not going to believe it, but ask a lot of, you can ask a lot of my guys, a lot of my athletes. I always start them with like 0.5 ml 2 times a day, like for the first week, 0.5 ml. And then a couple of weeks later, 1 ml 2 times a day, or 0.5 ml 3 times a day. So now if I see somebody,
0.5 ml, that's a thing. We have to mention it back to back. 0.5 ml is a thing. People don't know this.
Yes. Listen, I'm going to tell you why. Because, back in the days,
is it easier to pin 0.5 ml like multiple times in a day, or like how
No,
much?
we're not talking multiple times a day.
Just one.
I'm talking 0.5 ml 2 times a week.
Of one
a week. You understand what I'm saying? Now, you might not believe me, but honestly, ask Junaid, ask Vicky. Those guys are in your area. You ask them. Honestly, I start with $500,000. Like, let's say you came to me, you have an off season. Okay, $500,000 sippinate 2 times a day, $500,000 DACA 2 times a day. Maybe some, like anti-aromatized, like Arimidex Fumer or whatever, right?
If needed.
So now 2 weeks go by and you gain 2 kg. Okay, why should I increase it so much? If you're gaining and you're looking good, because I'm going to tell you what, try it. Take that $500,000 of testosterone 2 times a week and go check your testosterone. It's already 1,200. It's a lot more than what you make. You know what I'm trying to say? Yeah. So I don't know why people think they want to do a lot. So it's according to the individual. We look, if $500,000 2 times and $500,000 3 times and $1 million 2 times, and like I said, maybe go a little more, they start adding other stuff. Like maybe I start with DECA, maybe I add some, I don't know, Primo, just an example, you know what I mean? But then, you look at how the individual, how's his food? Is he gaining weight? Do he really need more testosterone or more PEDs, or he needs more food? So it's all, like I said, it's up to the individual. Listen, I know a lot of people I helped. Oh my God, they take so much before they even came to me, and they couldn't gain anything. And I'm sure you guys heard of a lot of those guys. They take a lot, but they don't gain anything. But then when I detox them and I give them less and show them how the food can help them, like I have one individual right now from India. This is no joke. He said, my dream was to be 80 kg. He goes, I can't believe I'm 87 kg. This is just, he sent me this morning. He said, I can't believe it. Guru, you are a guru for a reason. I said, no. You did the job. I'm just somebody to help you do the right thing. You know what I mean?
I just want to put this thing.
Get guided from a guru like you is a privilege. I'm sure 80 kg or 87 kg is not a big deal when there's a guru like you.
I just want to put one thing with the guru, or I just want to confirm that thing also. That also depends upon the kind of gear that we are taking. We can say 1 gear of X company, 0.5 is never will be, it's like as same as the contents of the Y. So 0.5.
Yes, no. Yes, you're absolutely right. You see, when I talk about gear, though, I'm talking about real gear.
Real gear.
Not the crap is out there from China or whatever. They're bringing it and people making it in their kitchen. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about real deal. Okay.
0.5 is 0.5. Like I've seen it comparing one stuff to another. Sometimes 2 mg is equal to the 0.5 of whatever others are taking. After pinning, getting jitters or even fever, that sort of things are happening. So a lot of other stuffs are going on when it comes to the market in pinning.
Yeah. Yes, 100%.
That's why 0.5 should be the real and legit 0.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
And coach, what do you think about doing PCT after every cycle? Like if someone's competing regularly or constantly, is it recommended to do PCT on regular basis or once in a long time, like once a year or maybe once?
How old are you?
27, coach.
So you're 27 years old. You think it's important for you to have a family someday, like your mom and dad?
Yes, coach. Yes.
Then 100% you got to do PCT. 100%. Listen,
okay.
your life is the most important thing. Okay. When I was laying in that bed, and I'm not kidding you guys, I sold a company. A lot of my friends know I sold a company that I was involved with. I probably had like $8 million in the bank. Guess what? That money did not come and help me.
Yes.
Look at so many, Mr. Olympia, whatever. Doesn't matter how much money they have. If they're in trouble or they can't walk or whatever, that money's not going to help. Your health should always be number one before anything else. If you know something is going to hurt you and you take it, like I said, I'm not against PEDs. I'm not against hormone, but be smart. Do your blood work. Do your PCT. It's very, very important. And someday you will thank yourself for doing that. You don't have to thank me. You thank yourself. Say, thank you. I did PCP because now I have 2, 3 kids I can play with. See what I'm saying? I mean, my kids are my everything. Listen, my 2 daughters, they're the reason I'm alive right now. Otherwise, I would have gave up so easy. You know, I went through pain and hell and everything, you know. But then when I look at my kids and my little daughter, she said, Daddy, please, everybody have cancer, die. I looked at her, I said, honey, Daddy's not gonna die. Daddy's gonna fight. So kids are very important, you know. Now you don't have kids, maybe. Someday you'll have kids and you'll understand how much your mom and dad loves you. And that's why when I first have kids, the first thing I put in my mind, I want to buy the best house for my mom and dad. You know what I mean? So those are the things like you got to think about, brother. You got to have a life, okay?
Yeah.
So, Mr. Yash,
So,
I thought it's like you have got your answers. We're moving
yes,
forward.
yes. And for the question which you have asked, like for the 0.5 ml of whatever brand it is, yeah, buying the genuine stuff is more important. And I think Optimum Pharma has the most genuine stuff in the market right now. So that's the best choice which people can get.
We are on a focus.
I don't know. Take care,
Thank you.
brother.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
Very young guys coming with different sort of questions. So here's a question for you, sir. GW501516 SR9009 are not steroid, as we know, or hormone. MK677 is GH and IGF. What's your thoughts on this?
You know, honestly, I'm going to tell you right now something so people don't know.
Yep.
Don't spend your time and energy on that crap, okay? And I don't care. People might not like me, but none of my pros use any of those peptides. None of them. Especially that 90% of them, they're from freaking China. I'm being honest. I didn't have anybody. I didn't have Blessing or Kai or Branch or Dexter or Isa or Mo. I mean, all my guys, Johnny. I mean, nobody ever used those things. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like there's such a trend. You know, another company actually came to me and they asked me about that stuff. You know what I mean? And the guy, may God bless his soul owner. He died, right? And he tells me the reason why he did it, because that's helping him prolong his life. And next thing I said, no, I can't work with you. This next thing I found out the guy died. Could it be this? I don't know. But I mean, why? Why would I want to put, dude, this is your body, man. This is your body. Don't just put anything in it because so and so or your neighbor or your pregnant partner or this guy tell you, oh, use it. Be careful, you guys. There's nothing, no study, nothing on that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I don't like it. I'm sorry.
That's a good thing. A very friendly Sultan Ahmed asking or greeting first. Hello, Uncle George. You can say hello right now.
Hello, Sultan.
Great to hear you live. Now I'm a bigger fan of yours. We appreciate it. What do you think about great stamina increases come from Psalms GW501516 means cardine or SR9009? Can it be useful in cutting period? If we will evaluate charms and benefits, are they considerable options? If we compare to stimulants like EFA stack or Clen, I felt high stimulants with big adrenaline effect is affecting my anabolism.
Listen, you guys already heard what I think of a lot of this stuff, you know. Honestly, I have never used them in any of my guys, so I'm not going to sit down and talk about something, tell you if it's good or bad. As of my experience, I never used them, you know. I used ephedrine before, but then they made it like very illegal because a lot of people start having strokes and stuff, especially if you use it in heat. I don't like it, you know. ephedrine, you know, I used it because it's still, you know, bronchodilator, is good for your breathing, even though it's not actually approved by the FDA.
Yep.
And the reason why, not because it's dangerous for you, but because it's down-regulate, you know, quickly. So you can't, so somebody who have asthma or can't breathe, they don't want them just to take every day one and put the toxicity in your system if it's not really working. You know what I'm saying? That's why they have albuterol, they have other stuff. But, you know, Glenn, actually, I have good luck with it, you know. So what I do depends on the person. Like sometimes I usually do it 2 days on, 2 days off. You know what I mean? Because you need like, you know, 48 hours to get out of your system to work again. But then I found out a really cool way they can use it 5 days on and 2 days off. But in those 2 days off, you know what I mean? I use something like some type of antihistamine, you know, like what they call them. I don't know. You know, I don't know if you guys have Benadryl, you know, for allergy.
Allergies.
Yeah, so it's so funny when you take Benadryl because the antihistamine in it, it's for allergy. Be careful because it might make you sleepy. You can take it at night, but it actually helps you not to downregulate. It actually clears your receptor, and when you take it, you start getting just with 20 microgram, you get the jitter again. You know what I mean? So you know that it's working. You know, this is through research study. The one thing I do with me, honestly, I don't like to do anything out of my mind like some people do. It have to have some kind of science behind it. I don't like to just, okay, well, take this, take that, do this, do that. It's got to be a reason. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be a reason. So that's why I do it the right way. Okay.
Thank you so much, Guru. It's a nice session from your side. We really got to know from the bodybuilding and the other aspects of life, which are much needed and thoughtful for the bodybuilders and for the persons who are into the fitness arena.
Oh, you know, it's my pleasure, you guys. Like I said, man, just I want all these guys to remember that you only live once. You only come to this planet one time. Make the best out of it. Take care of your health. Health is everything. It's good to be champion and do everything, but make sure you do it healthy. Do your blood work. Because like I said, man, there's life after bodybuilding. You might think you want to be champion now or whatever, but what happened when you're 50, 60, and you have family? You know, you don't want to be on dialysis. You don't want to be all messed up because your kids, your family, they're going to be worried about you. So most importantly, let's not be selfish. Let's not be selfish. You have to take care of you so you can take care of the people that are around you that you care about. Okay? Love you all. Thank you for having me and looking forward to be with you guys in the future.
Thank you, Joseph. Thank you, Mission Strong, for bringing the Guru. Okay, so here we are having none other than, hello. So here we are having none other than Abdullah Alotaibi.
Yes, hey brother, how are you?
You can see Coach Abdullah Alotaibi is here. He's one of the most thoughtful coaches for the contest prep and is known as to train amateurs into pros. Having trained of some of the biggest pros like Victor Martinez, Brandon Curry, Abdullah has been a senior coach at one of the biggest and most popular gym in the world, Oxygen Gym Kuwait, for more than 12 years now. He has also been instrumental in establishing the first national bodybuilding team in Kuwait.
Thank you so much, brother, and I'm so happy, and I can't wait prepare people about too much something something people don't know about bodybuilder, and we'll make sure I'm talking about something true.
Okay. That's really great. It's nice to have you here, sir.
Thank you so much, bro. You know, brother, what happened? The world, we don't know anything about bodybuilder. Everybody talking something is wrong, and I will show everybody. We don't have secret in bodybuilder. We'll never listen to people say you have secret from bodybuilder, because this is not true. And I'm talking honestly about professional bodybuilder. I work with too many legends. I work with Victor Martinez. I work with William Bonac. I work with Brandon Carey. I work with Regan Grams. I work with Mark Hector. I work with too many crazy people in middle age. You know, I'm. You know, bro. What happened? People don't understand about myself and yourself. People in this area, people think my program work with your program, and people work about too much copy program. You know, this is not really good from people. My body different than your body, you know, and you're tall, I'm short. This is between me and you different, you know. If you might say me and brother, I have same genetic, but me, my weight bigger than you. How can I give you some meal protein? You know, it's different, you know. And bro, too much. I see guru talk about, oh, people take 300 testosterone, 400. This is not true. I believe myself, and I believe this is TRT is not working from people. You know, if you use 300 and you have genetic, some like chronic milk, will never go the stage. I promise. You know, 300 is not working. You know, and always I told people, if you want to go live, talk about something true. You know, don't say about something is very bad, because people, you understand, people use 300. I'm like, you're talking about, and still he look like natural. You know, he look like it's even not. It's even look like not man's physique. He's not more than man's physique. Is small. You know, what can I do? You know, if you want to do something, gear and anything, you need something true, you know.
Taking too much and still not even looking like a men's physique. They will look much lesser than the men's physique. And sometimes people are taking too much and they are not even looking like a bodybuilder. That's what you want to say.
And bro, I have something from everybody, you know. People miss cardio. Too much people say on season, off season. Cardio, he help your heart. No training from your heart, only cardio. The cardio make your heart healthy. You need to make cardio all your life. You know, don't miss the cardio. You need to do cardio every single day. Don't miss cardio, because the cardio will make you healthy, you make you everything good, and your stamina good, everything good.
According to you, the bodybuilders that you have trained, cardio is the main ingredient that you are using for them to get that diced and feel.
Right. People say, oh, when I use cardio, I use muscle. No, this is not true. If your meal is good, training good, sleep good, you don't lose anything, you know. And I'm running every day. I'm running every day 10 kilo. And I have abs, I have muscle more than
we can see
than I feel, bro.
We can see you are shredded.
Look.
That's how it is. That always have to be. It's just that cardio should have to be there every single day that you are mentioning right now.
Yeah.
Off days and on season, off season, both the times you are recommending.
Exactly, bro. Don't miss cardio. The cardio will make you healthy. You know, too much people miss cardio. Too much people look. People use cycle. He gains too much kilo, like 1 month 10 kilo. Then he can walk. He can walk, you know, and he can do anything. Always like lazy, eat, sleep, gym. Then always when you're training, like stamina, too much like this, you know. And still young, you know. He's under 25, you know. Why you're stamina like this? And also too much people in bodybuilder. You smoke too much. Smoke. Why you smoke? You know, you're training, you're healthy. Smoke. Why? You know, when I saw anybody like legend, then you smoke something, I remove him in my eyes. I remove him. I said, this is not legend, because the legend, he make everything is like health, you know.
The legend, you consider people legend who gives good amount of knowledge to the people, and they should be like role models for the youngsters.
Yes.
Okay, that's how it is. So the thing is, coming back to the point, like people are big fan of yours, Abdullah sir. They are just in like whenever it comes to bodybuilding and whenever it comes to the men's physique. Like, do you have any kind of sayings for the persons who are looking for the men's physique? Because that is the men's physique is the genre that is growing day by day, and people are liking it too much, and more and more young boys are coming into this section. So any sort of advices that you want to give to the persons who are looking forward to complete in men's physique?
You know, bro, the men's physique and bodybuilders are different. You know, always I told everybody, the men's physique, he look like the body like beautiful. You know, the skin good, no bubble, no something infection. You know, always I told people the men's physique is very, very like this, easy, make gear and meal. Not same like bodybuilder. The bodybuilder, he need a lot of food, you know, a lot of money, you know, something different, you know. And too much people, God, he give him genetic from man's physique, then he use cycle gear from bodybuilder. Then he go bodybuilder, some like Sadiq from New York, his close friend. I told him, 10 years ago, if you ask me about prepare with me, if you want to go with me, you go man's physique, don't go classic or bodybuilder. You look no classic, you look no bodybuilder, you look man's physique. Then he go man's physique, he changed from man's physique, then classic, then he lose everything, then he go again.
Back to men's
classic.
physique.
I told you, not everybody go up and go down.
Yeah.
Because your waist infection, like your waist go bigger, your muscle go, and also your skin is not tight same like before, you know. This is different, you know. God, he give you same like feel heat. Not everybody have gifted, you know. Not everybody gets it. When I use cycle and you use semi-cycle, I have genetic, you don't have genetic. I grow more than you. And people say, oh, what secret? I don't have secret. God, he give me secret. God, he give me genetic. I don't have anything secret, you know.
Yeah.
Only just I believe myself. I believe my eyes. Always true with people, you know. And bro, today I'm talking about too much people. I saw on the stage. People have like vagina, you know, because people don't know how to use the testosterone, the long active or short active. People use like short active like 1 year,
yeah.
you know, and he used like short active 3 months, you know. People don't understand how is the block that the estrogen go up. People think, oh, when I use Armadix, everything can be awesome. No,
yeah.
You need
it's not
day
like
one when you use. Yeah, you need day one when you use any test. You need to block like 10 days, no Armadix. Then you finish after 10 days. You put Armadix.
Armadix.
Yeah, the Armadix from day one is not working. It's working from long. The Norvadix today he's working. Today he can block the estrogen. And bro, the guy who coming from people use propionate is fast and he use like a train fast. He use like Mastron fast. He use like Winstrol fast, and everything. This is fast. This is without formula, without one guy is professional, you know. And those short active, you need timing. I use this is in my opinion. I'm honest guy. I use this is fast like 4 weeks. That's it. I don't put anything for more than 4 weeks, because if I put anything more 4 weeks, you have issue kidney and liver kidney. I don't need my client or my anything, my guy. After the show, you have kidney, liver, or you have issue something, you know.
So you were saying you were using short esters, and then that also for 4 weeks, not maybe than that.
4 weeks, that's it. Mystron, Winstrol, Train, and Propionate.
Okay. What do you think about pharma grade products of the company like Optimum Pharma and regular steroids in the market?
I think Optimum Pharma.
Yeah.
The Optimum Pharma, the supplement or the hormone.
We are talking about the hormone, the steroids.
The hormone, the Optimum Pharma is good. You know, too much. I have too much people working with this company, and also my client in Dubai, because this company famous in Dubai. You know, and I saw people work very well in this company.
Because recently we have some questions, and in that questions it got raised that the champions, they even take 0.5 of any substance when they are starting, not 1 mgs or 2 mgs in their first cycle or in any kind of like in the beginning of their cycles. So if the if the stuff is pharma grade, it's legit. If it's not, then it won't be working like the way it is. It has to be.
Yeah, you know, bro, too much here in Middle East, too much gear is fake, you know. But
it's everywhere, not in the Middle East, everywhere. Yeah, that's what I feel.
No, the Middle East more, you know, Middle East more because everything from China or Thailand is nearby, you know, and that's why it's very cheap, you know. I stay with Victor Martinez in New Jersey like 8 weeks. You know how much the GH like the GH like 2,000. No, like 2,000 Jotrobin, like 6 unit, 2,000 something.
Yep.
US, 2,000, and here in Kuwait, 16 units from Denmark and pharmacy like 300K.
300K.
Yeah, it's very cheap, like half.
So here we'll be talking about prevention and cure of the gynecomastia that we have recently talked about. So your views over the gyno, how we can literally prevent it from happening while using the cycles, your views over it?
Yeah, look, I'm talking about what the gyno, why camp gyno, and how you remove. Okay. People think about the gyno too much. This is from steroid. Okay, you have people from outside, not play bodybuilder, not anything. Is like teenager, 40, nearby 50. Is still young, and the testosterone level and estrogen go up. You have gyno like 3-4 months, then yourself is removed outside. The gyno coming not from steroid first. You have people like eat the food is not good, and you have a problem in liver, problem kidney, and also you have the problem from you have problem from nutrition, and too much people think, oh, this is from cycle. No, the God give you level testosterone, I will give you nitrogen. Sometimes nitrogen go up, sometimes go thrown up. If you go together combination, you make your body too much water and gyno coming. You need to block this one. You need always eat healthy. Always check your liver, kidney, and you need to make like something like Testanix. This is I think not Middle East, but this is in Kuwait. The Testanix you make like a block, so like Norvadix,
Norvadix. Okay, so that's the only way to prevent it. Or if somebody's taking, if you're not talking about the teenagers, if you're talking about the professional bodybuilders or the persons who are taking to look good or their best self, so what do you recommend in general?
From people bodybuilder?
From bodybuilder or the general population? Yes. Right now you just said about...
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Right now you just told me about the teenagers. So I am now asking about the bodybuilders. If a bodybuilder...
Okay, the bodybuilder, number one, you need check the nitrogen. Is go up or not. Androgen. And number two, check the testosterone level. Androgen and testosterone level. And number two, always you need make go the doctor. This is your job. I can help you, but I'm not doctor, But always I have doctor work with me, I have staff work with me in Kuwait, in Canada, from everywhere, Always I told people, this is doctor best for you. And doctor, he give him like Testanix, like Norvadix, like Primara. But this is if you have big gyno, this is not help. But if you wanna always worry about gyno, you need always use cycle timing, the short active timing, long active timing, and always we don't need you continue from gear from 1 year. Always the gear you need make safety 3 months, make like clean like 5 weeks, then make again 3 months. People non-stop every year. That's why people have something bad in chest or gyno.
Bad is happening to them. We can understand that. The major thing that we are talking about here is the prevention and cure of the gynecomastia. If a person is already having a bit of gyno and he is going towards from teenager to the adolescents or to the 21s and 22s, passing the teenage years, if he is having that kind of gyno coming up, and if he will be using any sort of gears.
If you're coming up like 1 month, he can help you. He can help. Too much people, you have gyno. Look, I have too much client in gear, you have gyno, like in finishing, like 2 weeks before the gyno is grow, you go out, because you have too much here fat, too much you have water, and you have little bit start to gyno, not you have gyno bigger, start to gyno. Then I told everybody,
that's the beginning.
Yeah, you need exactly stop everything here, inject, and you need put Norvedics and Arimidex. Yeah.
And if the gland is big and the gyno is big, and then operation is the only source, or
surgery. Surgery. Too much people like 5 years you use the Norvedics. 5 years. Norvedics, the gyno will go bigger, grow, because it's not help,
It's not coming out. Surgery is the only thing.
Yeah, I need surgery, direct.
Okay.
Too much people to look. So I have too much people. I told them do surgery. He skipped the surgery like 3 years. Then he do 3 surgery. Still they have gyno, because the gyno is coming like this, bigger.
Basically, when as per my understanding, whenever the surgery is happening, they are removing the gland. If they are not removing the gland, it's going to come back. Probably he was going only for the the fat removal. That's it. He was going for the liposuction. If you weren't going to remove the gland, it's going to come back at the same time.
Yeah, too much will come back. Yeah, true.
Got it. So that's a major thing. So would you enlighten the persons, all the people who are listening or online with us, how to get rid of stubborn fat? There is a fat, and there is so-called stubborn fat. It never goes. If a person is ribbed from the front side, sometimes has good shoulders, has ribbed physique, but he is having stubborn fat on the left side.
You have 2 kinds of fat. You have the fat front to muscle, and you have fat deep to muscle. The deep to muscle, the connection with heart. People have something like heart attack or something, because the fat is deep to muscle. This is very hard to get. You need more time, more diet, more cardio, they'll lose. But the fat from front to muscle, this is easy, can make him possible go out, like cardio, and you need training like hard training, like more set, drop set, circuit. Too much kind of training, you make your fat go out. But number 1, cardio. Number 2, meals.
Probably this is the question of most of the persons who are just trying to compete in men's physique or getting the V-taper shape. A lot of persons I have seen coming to me with the same kind of questions, that we are having good back, good front, good obliques, good lower abs. Everything is fine, but fat is not going from the lower back. Probably they are not
because
much amount of muscle. So I just want you to enlighten how to get rid of it.
Yeah, because you know why? Because those gentlemen work with coach who don't know anything from bodybuilder. He's like KG1, like ABCD. We don't know. We don't know the final. What do you do? This is formula is different. The bodybuilder he needs something smart. You know why, bro? I told you why. I work with Brandon Carey. First day, I told him, bro, if you work with me, you can be Mr. Olympia. And Brandon today, Mr. Olympia. You know why? Because I believe God, and I believe myself. I don't care about any human. Too much people say, oh, blah 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 blah. Too much talking. But from people from man's physique, always people say abs. You have genetic abs. Off season, on season, no training, you have abs. You think when you have abs and details from chest is dry. That's why I told you about different coach. The eyes is secret, not from something secret. The eyes is secret. Always you need timing from people. Make cardio. People say, oh, I do 30-minute cardio because I lose your weight. No, this is not true. You need make cardio empty stomach. If you work with cardio empty stomach all day long, your body remove the fat every single minute. You need morning working. People say, oh, I have genetic, I have hard metabolism, my body too much hard. No, you need make morning cardio. It's best from everybody. Cardio every time, no problem. But best one morning, because you make your hormone and your metabolism go more high. You can hungry more. You can eat all the meal easy.
Yeah, you're burning more. You are having good amount of you space to put that much kind of calories back in, and you can check your stuffs. Good.
Yes.
So you just tell me, like, your views about relaxofene. It can reverse gyno if it's not completed.
Bro, if you the guy is not removed, you need make a picture with doctor. I think different depends my body. Look, I start first in my cycle. I use cycle now. I use like 200 tests like TRT. And first of all, when I use 3 days, I have something pain here.
Yep.
I think look like something is coming. You know, when I'm go to the doctor, I check. I don't have gyno, but that testosterone fast, you make always something pain like here. And people don't like touch your chest because you have pain. You know. And I told people first day you need take Norvadics until when your pain go out. Don't miss anything. Norvadics don't make anything a problem from your care. Use Norvadics day 1 until when you lose anything from pain, from something coming, you know.
Okay, so that's how it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll be taking a break. Am I audible, Mr. Abdullah?
Yes, brother. Welcome here. Bro, the Optimum Pharma, who's honor?
Yeah. Good. So
Your honor from Optimum Pharma, your honor?
I work with them.
Okay. I wish you honor.
We'll be meeting soon.
Yeah. Very soon.
So there's a question for you from Dr. Ahmed Naizi.
Okay.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله أخوي عبد الله.
سلام على حبيبي هلا والله.
Do enhanced athletes take less protein than natural athletes because of the drugs loads on the kidneys? With that, what is the recommended amount of protein gram per kg for natural athletes versus enhanced athletes?
Bro, ask him how much you're tall and how much your weight.
He hasn't said it yet. Let's take if he's 80 kg and he's natural, then what are you recommending? And if he's 80 kg,
the natural 150 to 150 nearby 180 to 150 is good from people natural.
That's more or less about 2 grams or something.
2 grams, huh? Look, if you people natural protein too much like bodybuilder. Look, I give Brandon Carey to 220. Brandon Carey. I can show you. Yeah, I can show you now the program from Brandon Carey. I give him. I show you now because I'm not lying.
We believe you, Abdullah. That we believe you.
I show you, bro. I show you people because people talk too much. We don't know about anything. Oh, one guy he has 300 pound. He used 300 testosterone. This is, bro. I think this is movie. You know. I show you now, Brandon Carey, how much he use, how much he eats.
Dr. Ahmed is so keen to
look, bro.
Look, how much protein per kg wants.
Look, this is Brandon Carey. Look, 200 protein. Look.
Yeah, it's there. 200 protein.
200 protein. No, sometime 220. You know. Look. The protein he make muscle with carb.
Yeah.
The carb without protein don't make muscle. Always combination good together he make muscle. But look,
it comes to the balances.
I try from people lifestyle eat 255 250. You know, people from bodybuilder, you training hard, too much training, and you lose too much calories. You need like 200 nearby 200 to 85 to 80. You know.
He's saying if he's so we have already talked about a natural athlete. Now, if somebody is enhanced or taking anything, so how much protein per kg do you recommend?
Protein per kg, I think each meal like 165, 160 is good. It's good for him. It's enough.
Okay, so just not only about the protein. If we're going to talk about the carbs and even the fats,
carbohydrates is standard from anybody like the weight. Like look,
okay. Dr. Ahmed Naize is here. Please ask your questions.
Okay.
الو
Let's go محمد.
اهلا كابتن عبد الله، اهلا بيك.
هلا حبيبي.
حبيبي تحياتي من مصر.
The people from natural people او people use cycle different. رقم واحد. رقم اثنين انت محتاج كميه بروتين. اذا انت خايف على خطوره الكلى if you have any problem from kidney you need to eat all the protein white like fish like eggs like everything white you know. اذا عندك خطوره انت بهالشيء لا تركز على اللحوم الحمراء you know. Any protein red he make me any protein red he make you a problem in your kidney because too much people who don't like chicken, who don't like fish, eat 6 meals of steak. That's why people have problem kidney, huh? You know, and انت بينك وبين اللاعب هذا تتصغرون في بينكم جرامات بسيطه، اتوقع يعني 30 جرام 35 جرام ما راح يكون اكثر، بس انت ممكن عندك حرق اكثر من اللاعب. Maybe you have metabolism more than the guy who use cycle. You should be eat more than guy you eat more than guy you use cycle, you know.
So individual
depends between people naturally have genetic, people use cycle who don't have genetic. Depends يعني اذا عندك جينات انت طبيعي تاكل اكثر من الواحد ما عنده جينات بس ياخذ هرمون، بس انت عندك جينات فجسمك يحرق زياده فتحتاج تاكل اكثر منه.
فهمت عليك. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Here's Ahmed Misri. Assalamu alaikum.
Bro, 1 minute, hold it. I translate from English. The gentleman from Egypt, too much people in Egypt, he love bodybuilder. And I love it. I love challenger people from Egypt because people from Egypt is nearby my heart. I love him, you know. Because back in the day, I'm play judo in Egypt, you know.
Okay.
And I know people in Egypt more than anybody. Gentleman, people crazy like support, you know. The guy he talk about the pressure kidney, about protein, how can eat, and what kind of protein, the white protein or the red protein. Depends, you know. I told them about the red protein, don't need to eat like every day, like 4-3 meal, you know. Okay, can eat 1 day salmon, skip 3 days, after eat steak, okay, but every day something more than your body what you want. This is problem from kidney. If you use cycle or not, you know, too much people don't use cycle, no training, no anything, but you eat every day like steak, you have problem kidney, you know.
Yeah, sure.
And look, and also the cholesterol go high, level from kidney go high, water go high, you know.
So here Ahmed Misri is here. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Please put your question.
I would like to ask that one who is a teenager who is starting bodybuilding career, whether he should start with pets or he should train naturally for how many years?
I start teenager bodybuilder 1996. I'm still 30. I start do natural until 30, 40, 60, 70. 74 years I play bodybuilder natural. I'm talking with you, be honest. 18 I start.
18. And 18 years you started your pets.
Yeah, but bro, I'm talking with you, be honest. If you under 21, you need like 6 months. You're training natural. 6 months is enough.
6 months training is enough for starting bodybuilding.
Yeah, because 6 months. The day 1, the day 2, day 3, you go like fast. Then until 4 to 5, 6, your body like stuck. You know, because I start before with people, I see everything.
One more question, sir. Nowadays, bodybuilders are using insulin more in their off season too. What is your
look, bro? I'm talking with you. Be honest. I don't use insulin. I don't use peptide. Never in my life. In my life, I don't use insulin. I don't use peptide because all this one infection and the fake, he make your problem. Too much people last year die because people use something you don't know. This is fake or not fake. You know, people just use it. You know, but this is risk. It's very dangerous, bro. Bodybuilder is good. And your life more than bodybuilder. Don't be people like make your mind or clear your mind. This is problem, big problem. You know, the insulin and the peptide is very dangerous.
So here you are stating that whoever's you are training, all the bodybuilders, they are not taking any kind of these hormones, GH and all that.
Yeah. I use, bro, look, bro, I use GH, I use IGF-1, but from hospital. The name IGF Incuralex.
Okay, got that.
Yeah. This is you know how much is? Yeah, this is 10 ampoule, like 1,000 Kuwaiti KD. This is not cheap. It's expensive, you know. That's why I break from hospital and always see Brandon and my clan always grow fast because I give him everything. It's like perfect, you know.
Good. So because that's why I'm asking. If you are saying no, bodybuilders should not use that, because a lot of the people have that kind of conception in their mind that if they are training, if they are getting trained under professionals, or if any kind of gurus are training them, they are using peptides, all sort of peptides.
Look, bro. Look. I make people in Middle East like crazy. I make coaching in Middle East more than player. You know why? Because I'm from Kuwait, small country. People don't know how's Kuwait, you know. Then I won Olympia. I beat Hani Rambo. I beat Chadwick. I beat everybody, you know. That people now make crazy. He can make them like Abdullah, and people don't understand about bodybuilder. It's not coach. It's not coach. It's not real coach. But he claim he do something in program. He have program, copy paste. He give it. It's not working, bro. And people, he give too much copy paste until loading, he stack. Because you know why? Because my load is not working from anybody.
Yes.
And look, I'm working with Brandon since 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 5 years, different formula. Different gear, different load, different meals.
So who will be you presenting next onto the screen?
I'm talking to be honest. I'm waiting from Nick Walker.
Ah, good name.
Yeah, I'm talking to be honest. Yeah, I will see. Look, bro. I love Brandon. As more than my brother. I love Brandon family, Brandy. And I stay in Brandon home like 15 days or 10 days before the Olympia 2020. He's crazy guy, best guy. Look, I'm work with everybody is awesome. But Victor Martinez, he teach me in English, and this guy Abdullah is my manager. He teach me in English. And Brandon Carey, he make me different level, you know, because I stay with Brandon 24 hours, you know. But listen, Brandon is maybe 2 years, 3 years he will be retired, you know. But the next, you know, just one step, I'll be with Nick. But I will see Nick what he do this year with new coach. But next year will be sure something to happen, you know. But this is only for you. This is secret between me and some people, but I thought, you know,
the persons who are looking at it, I am also looking forward for, because I want to see you together.
Look, bro, I'm fighter guy. Brandon is not. Look, I'm fighter. Brandon don't like my work, because I want Brandon same like me. I tell Brandon I want to change the bodybuilder same like UFC, but people don't understand how is between the professional or amateur. The professional always you need money, you need challenge. Yes. I'm not here about oh brother, congratulations, you won. No, always I challenge Phil Heath 2020. I told him in live, I'm coming beat you. I'm coming beat you. I'm Phil, his close friend and best bodybuilder all the time. He's close to me. He's my friend since 2010. 12 years he's a friend. I have good relationship with Phil Heath, and Phil he upset with me. Then I beat him in Olympia. I saw him backstage. Phil, go say congrats for Brandon. He very upset, but now I go back with him like gentleman friend, you know. Say hi, you know. I love challenge, bro, because
Yeah.
I
challenge is
love
that's
UFC.
game. That's how game works.
Yeah, I love UFC. I want bodybuilder say one day like UFC, grow money go out, more than 400,
So we have here Mr. Akbar Hussain. So you have to unmute. You have to unmute the thing first. Please.
Yeah, I have unmuted it already. Are you able to? I'm audible?
Yes, absolutely.
Hello, Abdullah. How are you, brother?
Good, brother. You look big, bro. What do you do? What's your secret?
Okay, so
Am I the one who is the leanest one? Good.
So I'm a representative for Mission Strong, as you know. So what actually I want to know from you is that, recently I've met a person who literally trained with Big Ramy. Okay. So what he suggested and what he mentioned to me is that about increlex, mecasarmin renfabet. So he said that Big Ramy was using increlex renfabet. Okay.
Yeah, true. Yeah. True.
So what do you think about increlex, mecasarmin renfabet? Because this has been
best
used. And recently, I've questioned Neil Yoda Hill. Recently, I questioned Neil Yoda Hill regarding.
Look, Neil Yoda is my big brother. I chat with him every day. I have good relationship with all the gentlemen. Neil is legend. Chris Asito, George. Everybody is legendary. Look, everybody have different formula. But when you ask me, Big Ramy in beginning he used increlex. I bring from Brandon increlex. I bring from too much bodybuilder. Increlex is not fake, but the people from China, from Thailand, this is fake.
What
you sell your money? You sell your money from nothing.
So, do you think increlex helps a lot to pro bodybuilders these days?
Oh, of course. He make you gain too much muscle. Too much muscle.
Okay. Recently, I got Neil Yoda.
I start with Brandon in the beginning. Look, Brandon, how your physique change all.
Okay. So you made Brandon use increlex?
Yeah, Brandon use it.
Okay, that's right. And recently, I have a question to Neil Yoda Hill on his live session. What is his views on increlex? So he said the recent deaths are because of increlex.
Say again, I don't hear. Say again.
Neil Yoda Hill has said that the recent bodybuilding deaths are because of increlex and such substances.
I don't hear it, but because too much car around you. Around you.
Can you moderate?
Yeah, I think he's saying when he asked Neil Yoda Hill on his live question and answer session, he said Neil Yoda Hill stated that too much of deaths are because of increlex.
Bro, too much people have formula. Too much. I have different formula. How much you use, how long. Too much people use 1 year. People use 2 months. Bro. Okay, and can I make heart attack? Okay, the gear we don't want make heart attack. Same, the tablet don't make heart attack. Same.
Okay.
I have one guy. I know one guy. He's died from clean petrol. He died.
So here you are stating that everybody has their own dosages and own methods to use increlex.
So it's that every substances, it's about use and abuse. There is a difference between use and abuse. If you use it properly, it can be beneficial, and if you abuse it, it can harm you anyway.
No, bro, normal. You need normal. You need like 5 weeks. You need to stay 5 weeks on and 5 weeks stop. Between no need to use like dosage. No, you need normal dose. You need what time you use it. What time use? People use after training. I use when you do training. People use when you after training like 1 hour. I use increlex always with training. One time. That's it. After training, I don't use anything.
Okay, that's great. Thank you for your answer, Mr. Abdullah.
And bro, listen, you need always the body. Anybody have too much load in your body, you have heart attack. If you use something smart, we don't go that this is high, you know.
Okay. Thank you for your answer, Mr. Abdullah. I really appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you, brother. Welcome
Thank you,
anytime.
Mr. Akbar. Thank you, Mr. Akbar. So here's a question from Mr. Vihad Haj Osman. Assalamu
This is
alaikum.
Arabic. This is name from Arab.
Yeah. Assalamu alaikum. Questions. Please, can a man prepare for bodybuilding competitions like 85 kg natural? His competition is in Europe. So your take on this question?
What question?
He just wants to ask you, is he like being natural 85 kg, he wants to compete. Can a person can compete, like man prepare for men's bodybuilding?
If you go novice, the new I think novice, this is from people first time you start bodybuilder or compete, maybe he make, but when you go with the professional, not.
Yeah, he just wants to prepare for the bodybuilding competition. He's 85 kg and he is asking natural, how he can prepare that? Your tips over that?
I think you need to make training more hard than people use cycle, and you need more food, you know, more meals, more training, more meals.
So that's why most of the people here, what I'm getting, they're asking, can they be like as good as the professional athletes without using whatever they are using? Most of the questions are popping on the screen today.
Never. If you go, I promise I give you more than gift, more than something in your mind, you know. Never. I'm honest. From beach, standing is very good. You can be like.
What about the men's physique athletes?
Men's physique also now. This is the area you need also same thing, you know, because you see the different area now. People big, you know, like a classic big frame, you know, shredded. Because different. Everything now different because the bodybuilding change, you know.
Bodybuilding is changing and gears are coming in different sort of forms. So many fake companies are coming. So many people are not known to the good companies. As far as like things are concerned, Optimum Pharma manufacturers are in Malaysia and as
Optimum. Look, bro, Optimum Kudiban is not about you only. Optimum Pharma from Dubai. I saw people there. This is best in Dubai. Best in Dubai.
Manufacturers are in Malaysia. They have supply all over the world, especially in Gulf. Especially in Gulf, they are adding, and it's a pharma grade brand. That's how it is. I just want to mention it because back to back questions are popping out that how much they can take, how much they can take, and whatever people are taking, what are the MCGs, this and that. So I just want to state it. That's it. There's a question coming from Ahmed Misri. Ahmed Misri. Hello, Ahmed. How one should prepare a diet plan for getting ripped for 80 kg with 5'7" height? Different sort of questions are coming for you. So many guys want to compete. Good.
His tall. I think he can make like same weight, 85 rib, and look, because he's tall. When you go more than 85, you look like skinny. You know, if you want to make rib,
he's 5'7".
5'7". Yeah, I think this guy can be like maybe look. And myself, same my tall. I use the like 800 of carb, and I use protein each meal 180. I do cardio morning, empty stomach one time. I do high reps always. I don't get so much weight.
How much amount of protein you are taking? May I ask?
I think 150, 155.
And fat?
But you can make like some avocado, like each meal, like 25.
25. So how many meals of avocado, if you ask me?
Like what total avocado? 75. Total day.
So it's inside 100. It's inside 100.
Yeah, it's same thing, you know, same.
So here is he, if like right now, like how much of, he's saying he's 80 kg with 5'7" of height and he wants to get ripped.
Yeah, I told him same.
Yeah.
Same. He do cardio like morning.
Same weight?
Huh?
You're having the same weight, this lean?
Yeah.
80 kg?
Of course.
Good.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
Yeah.
Again, that the guy who wanted to compete in Europe asking the same question. I asked you, can you, a bodybuilder compete in Europe naturally 100%, like 85 kg on stage? What is your opinion?
Natural?
Yeah, in Europe.
Okay.
Can a bodybuilder compete in Europe naturally 100%, like 85 kg on the stage? That depends upon the competition. If the competition is natural, a lot of persons will be there on the stage with the natural thing only. If he wants to compete with the persons who are enhanced, your take on that is welcome.
Yeah, he can win because every lineup is natural. He can win if you have genetic and he can rip. He can win. But look, bro, always I told people, hard enough is coming from gear. This is no question. He can abs coming, striation coming, but round big muscle this is from cycle. I promise, without cycle it's not coming.
And if I'm correct, he is asking if he will be competing enhanced, then there is no limit, boy. Okay, so these are the things. I just want to put one question for you. Like earlier,
bro, I have a question from people. People think about diet is something like gel. No, diet you want to enjoy with diet. The meals you need, no problem. You eat like sauce there, ketchup there, Diet Coke there, no problem. You know, people think diet is like no sauce, no anything, no taste, no. Diet from this area now. Diet is like healthy. The healthy he make you happy. Too much people he do diet, you look like angry, like your face. You wanna fight. You know why? Because he's not put the sauce, no carb enough, no protein enough. He use too much something like lose fat, some like ephedrine, caffeine, clean petrol, too much, you know, bro. C4, too much. He make him like no.
All the day.
Can't talk with him. Yeah, like use like your mind is like hit
working
like
all day
crazy.
long. Yeah, crazy, like crazy.
Look, bro, all the year I make diet. All the year diet. I have friends, I have family. I enjoy. I go movie. I go outside.
Yeah, I've seen your pics. I've seen your pics.
Yeah, but one year, 1 month, I stop everything. I eat junk food, everything. 1 month. But all the year, I'm professional. I show my athlete. I show my followers. Always like Braveheart, you know. Always, this is my idol. Abdullah, look, Abdullah, what you do morning? Abdullah, what you eat? And people forget. If you need, he wants to make your body healthy. Don't miss the olive oil. The olive oil you need put with meal, no problem. From people compete. Olive oil, he can help you. You know, always I told people like 2 weeks before, 2 weeks before any show, you need to start olive oil. The olive oil, he make you lose fat fast.
Yeah, you have to work all year for the same thing. So there's question from Mr. Akbar Hussain. If you are okay with that, would you like to answer the question, sir? What do you think about using of synthol and hyaluronic acid based site enhancer?
Bro, if you use synthol, why you go gym training? Don't train it because your muscle not grow. He grow inject, stay in your home. Don't go gym. Why go gym? The muscle he grow for some like bubble. This is nobody builder.
He is asking, what do you think about using of synthol? And
no, this is people you're die from bodybuilder. You're done. When you use anything, you make infection in your body, you're done. Look, the orinates back in the day, we don't have biceps. Look, honey, we don't have biceps. You know, people always think about biceps help you in the stage. No, You have shoulder, chest, back, legs, not only biceps. And people too much using biceps.
Yeah. So probably all the persons they wanted to ask, what's your take on synthol? Persons should inject it, or they should take it, or they should not take it? That's what he's asking.
No talking, no taking.
For the site enhancement.
Don't talk at all. This is
there
problem.
Is there
This
anything
make you out of
for the site enhancement that that goes well? How much of site enhancement pro bodybuilders are using? That's why the questions are coming up.
Synthol? Synthol?
Yeah, synthol or any sort of site enhancement drugs.
Too much to look. People from old school, all the people from old school use it. But now I think no. Top 10. Look, maybe Hadi Chaban used something issue here, but I think this is not synthol. This is use gear here, no?
Yeah.
When the people use gear here too much, you make like synthol, but it's not synthol, you know?
There's one pic that goes viral of the Hadi Chupan. His quadriceps were looking very different. So people were asking, what's in the quadriceps?
No, this is natural, bro. It's not. I don't believe this is oil or something. If you put oil or something, it's never coming to the separation. Never.
Yeah. Separations will never be there because you can.
I saw Hadi.
There.
I saw Hadi in beginning when he started bodybuilding. You have this separation.
Yeah.
If you use anything in your legs, will done the separation. Believe me.
Okay. The questions for Akbar Hussain. What is the diuretic best for cutting water in last 10 days? Which is the best diuretic according to you? Your athletes are always diced. Your athletes are always peeled to the bones. He's asking.
Depends. You have thicker skin or thinner skin. If you have thicker skin, same like Akeem William, you need to start like a little bit the Aldicton 25 until 2 days before you need to use Diazide. If you have thinner skin, I think you need like half tablet before the show, 24 hours. That's it.
Okay. I think, are you audible?
Last question?
Yeah, last question.
Because yeah, okay.
Yeah, people are asking, do you suggest anyone to take L-carnitine injectable?
Yeah, I used before. It's good. It's working.
It goes
it's
and
working. Yeah.
It goes and it burns.
Yeah. Huh? Injection. I use injection, but from also I'm bull from I using my abs.
Yep.
From hospital also.
Okay.
It's working. It's
okay.
Good.
The pharma grade. Okay. He was asking the merits and demerits. It was a question, but in two parts. If somebody can use the L-carnitine injectable, and what are the merits and demerits of it? Is it, sure. If it's good, how good it is, and if it's bad, what are the bad effects? What are the side effects?
Okay, bro. Look. Always I told people, injection is fast from anything you want to make. Injection. The L-carnitine. If you see your skin go very thin, and you see your abs, how your details coming fast, this is working 100%. You know, if you see something is not same when you have told it before, this is not work. But I told people use injection better than tablet. You know, you need tablet you need long time, and injection from L-carnitine you need like short time.
Yeah, L-carnitine will work fast rather than that from the tablets.
Yes.
Okay, that's how it is. So we'll take 5 minutes break. Thank you so much, sir, for your valuable time. It was nice having you.
Yeah, I appreciate it. You crazy. I told people, and I told my friend Abdullah, this is company becoming strong, and he shocked the world, and you do a great job. Thank you for you and for your staff and for Pharma company. I will see you very soon in Dubai.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Yeah, we are welcoming our special guest. Absolutely thrilled to have on board Mr. Milos, the Mind Sarcev, international strength and conditioning consultant, the absolute wizard when it comes to the nutrition, former IFBB professional bodybuilders, and one of the most admired IFBB coach who is still in better shape in 365 days than most of the professional bodybuilders. So Milos, sir, we welcome you.
Thank you so much. First, thank you for Mission Strong to organize something like this. I very welcome when you can have a coach Abdullah, George Farah, myself, spreading our knowledge to the people and share this info that, as you said, there's so much misinformation out there. So I want everybody to pay attention. We're not here to take your time. We are here to make that time count. As people say, don't count the days, make days count. So this is how I always been, that each and every day, I want my clients to improve the most. He just mentioned that I'm known as a coach, as an athlete, there will be 365 days a year in shape. Is it? This is how it's supposed to be. Let's not lie to ourselves. We bodybuilders want to be in shape year round. My topic today would be putting the muscle mass while losing the body fat. As this is something that for years people say, oh, no. It's impossible to put the muscle mass when you are losing body fat. And I'm going to tell you, I am a living example that this is exactly what is perfectly, logically, and necessarily used in all the bodybuilding. So 2 independent processes, losing body fat and building the muscle, completely possible together. This is my lifestyle of work. This is what I'm going to share with you. So please pay attention. When you have a Q&As later on, I'm going to answer all the specifics. But in general, clear your mind first and then understand. Okay, we are in position each and every day to modulate our body and put certain phases throughout the day that in any particular time or the phase, we can accomplish some goal. So for me, it was always, if I'm a bodybuilder, I need to have anabolic phase of a day, which is when I train. So keep in mind, anabolic phase is when you train. The remainder of the day, now you need to lose some body fat in the process. You can have a fat burning phase of the day, and then you can have a maintenance phase of the day. So these 3 phases, you can be in each and every day if needed. If you don't need to lose the body fat, you don't need to be in a fat burning phase. So I'm going to go one by one. Now, anabolic phase of the day, what does it mean? When you read 30 years ago exercise physiology, they would tell you that training for a hypertrophy to create anabolism would be that you go to the gym, train very intensely, lift weights, and during this training session, you're going to break down the muscle tissue, you're going to create micro tears of the muscle fibers, you're going to deplete muscle glycogen, amino acids, ATP, and everything. And then after the training, if you eat correctly, your body's going to send all these nutrients back and you're going to replenish that muscle. Yes. So this is how it was accepted, okay, originally. But if you please just think about it, what they tell you? They tell you, drive your body to catabolic state, break down the tissue, have a protein degradation, damage the muscle, and then recover. So from very beginning, for me, that was nonsense. I said, hold on a second. I'm a bodybuilder. I want to build. I don't want to break it down. So fortunately, I have a father who was a medical expert, Dr. Sarcev of neuropsychiatry, who told me, think about this, please. Human body, man, woman, we have a 5 to 6 liters of blood, yes, and women like 4 or 5. This blood distribution is about 10-12% intramuscularly when you're not active. But once we start training, increase blood flow, muscle contractions, bring more blood to the working muscle. And in training with the weights, bodybuilders can reach astonishing 65-70% of the blood in exact muscle that you're training. Let's say chest, you're training chest. Oh, so as my father told me, you can send unprepared, so-called empty blood, so you don't have a nutrients that you would want to send there and insert to that muscle. if you're just following normal diet, you don't pay attention to create anabolic phase. But if you're smart, and at that time, you saturate the blood with all the important nutrients, essential amino acids, creatine, glutamine, beta-alanine, citrulline, arginine, L-carnitine, anything that can make a difference, it's already in pre-digested state. So it's in elemental state. It doesn't have to go to GI tract to be digested. So it's ready for the uptake. And now you do the bench press, and you contract the muscle, and you do the incline, and you do the cable flies and whatever. Each muscle contraction opens up the cell that is ready for uptake for the nutrients. They are there and available if available. So if you don't make them available, you miss out the opportunity. So yes, training stimulus is gonna get you some improvement, but it's far away from maximal improvement. And I didn't mention this from the beginning. You heard me probably in a podcast. I always say there are different kinds of results. You can have a minimal results, you can have optimal results, you can have maximal results. I'm talking to you to be honest to yourself. What kind of results do you want? You want a maximal in everything that you do. So from now on, when you finish this presentation, next time you go to the gym, I want you to check to make sure that everything that you're doing is the right thing.
That's right.
This part is anabolic phase of the day is a training. So I'm aware that I'm going to send all this blood into the muscle that I'm doing the training. So my normal diet is going to be meal before the training is going to be typical bodybuilding, low fat, high protein, starchy complex carb meal that's going to give me amino acids from this low fat protein. It's not going to give me triglycerides, fatty acids. It's just amino acids and the carbohydrates. They're going to be from a starchy carbs, so they're going to be slow released in the bloodstream. So I'm going to have enough for my energy, for my performance, and for building needs from the protein. But as I'm coming to the gym now, I want to saturate those specific nutrients. So I'm going to now put creatine, 10 grams, glutamine, 10 grams, citrulline, 5 grams, beta-alanine, 2-3 grams, arginine, 2-3 grams, L-carnitine, 2-3 grams, right? So just think about or anything else that you think would be useful. So now this is pre-digested if I put it in the blood. So imagine now all this is in the blood, but blood is still not going to the chest muscle. They didn't start training. It's just slowly circulating. It's available. But now we start training. And we're going to do the bench press and incline press and everything, contracting the muscle. Now these nutrients can get in. But how are they going to get in? You must have carbohydrate source during the training, pre-digested, right? It's either dextrose, simple monosaccharide. It's very cheap everywhere in the world, or some polysaccharide like polysaccharides. Yeah, like Vitargo, like highly branched cyclic dextrin, maltodextrin, Baximase. It doesn't really that much matter because it's similar glycemic response. Yeah. Yes. So what you're going to get with this carbohydrate, okay? Now, as soon as you take glucose, within 3 minutes, it's going to go to the bloodstream. It's going to create increased blood sugar. As blood sugar goes up, pancreas releases insulin. Insulin is a hormone that regulates blood sugar, feeds the cells, puts the nutrients into the cells, right? And now we have insulin in the blood in the muscle, and in the blood, it's only muscle building nutrients, not anything that you don't need, like fats, triglycerides. You only have amino acids, glucose, and those specific sport supplements. Only place that this can go is in exact muscle that you're training. So instead of catabolizing muscle, breaking the tissue, okay, and then hoping that after training you can replenish it, I make sure that you stimulate and insert all these nutrients in every fiber, upper, middle, lower, inner, outer chest, this is specific training. If you're honest to yourself, right, you say, okay, my training, how is it supposed to be? Well, it's supposed to be stimulating to create the muscle growth, hypertrophy, which is you combine heavy duty training, like progressive overload. So a couple of exercises, you push heavy, lighter first. For start, I would do slow eccentric, slow concentric, add the weight, slow, explosive, add the weight. Now you can go slow and all out. And the fourth set, maybe with the 4 reps, okay? And fifth set, maybe just negatives that you have your training partner help you. After the first exercise, you go to the second. You don't need to warm up because now you're warmed up. You choose like 3 working sets. First, slow eccentric, explosive, concentric, right? And then add the weight. So this kind of training is like Mike Menzer, Dorian Yates, heavy duty, right? That many people say, go heavy or go home. Well, you go heavy, but reasonably heavy to stimulate, not to annihilate, not to create the injury. This is a smart myofibril hypertrophy stimulus. Okay, myofibrils. But I'm going to tell you, the lighter training that you're going to do, when you think of the maximal pump, like, think about this. Like, if right now you are trying to pump yourself so much that you're going to go for that one photo shoot, the last photo shoot of your lifetime, and they're going to take a picture, and that's going to be a picture that's going to represent you to the world. You want to be the craziest, fullest, explosive. Okay. So in my training, I like my guys to do 2 of those heavy duty sets, and then I try to pump them up to create this metabolic stress, sarcoplasmic type of training. Okay. And in this sarcoplasmic kind of training, these nutrients makes huge difference in volumization. So all the creatine, glutamine, ATP, beta, everything is going in. Actually, when you look at the cell structure, it's nucleus and sarcoplasm.
Yes.
This goes around and it volumizes. Boom. So
on the section of volumizing, I just wanted to ask you, as if you're saying that you have to put the carbs, simple carbs, dextrose, Reximage, before doing the training. There are a lot of persons who have who are taking a lot of like carbs, they use simple carbs or in their diet just before the workout. Is that fine, or they have to fill themselves with the same procedure that you have explained right now?
It's if I understand you correctly, question is, people are eating simple carbs before the workout.
Yeah.
Well, hold on a second. Everything is timing. What happens with a simple carbohydrate? Within 3 minutes of the intake, okay, blood sugar starts to, and in 45 minutes is going to peak. Yeah. So if you eat before, you're going to create hyperglycemia when you don't need it. You're going to have a insulin release, and insulin is going to now trap this glucose. It's not going to be used by for contraction. Now the glucose can be stored in the wrong place.
Yeah, the lethargicness comes.
I'm sorry?
The lethargicness comes to the person.
Yeah, lethargicness, not just that, and distribution. So if I want you to understand the concept, and please ask me later a million questions, it's not just what you eat, it's when you eat it. Yes. How do you distribute it? So this anabolic phase of the day, I want during the training, high insulin level, high glucose level, high amino acids. So hyperaminoacidemia, hyperinsulinemia, hyperglycemia, because you want a hypertrophy. This is anabolic phase of the day. And I hope you guys see it, that this is really opportunity to push everything in the muscle.
Yes.
Push everything in the muscle. Beautiful. Okay. And people are going to say sugars are bad and insulin is bad. Listen, insulin and sugar can be your best friend or worst enemy. The example that you just mentioned, if they eat sugars when they don't need it, is the worst enemy, because they're going to trigger insulin release. Okay. And insulin is going to go in the bloodstream. And God forbid, if they eat also fats at that time, there's going to be fat available insulin available because of that sugar, and insulin is not selective. It's going to trap glucose, it's going to trap triglycerides and store it.
Yeah.
Guarantee. This is why diabetics, basically, when they eat, there's insulin release all the time, and they're eating some fats, it's much easier for them to get fat than normal people, because insulin stores. It doesn't forgive to anyone. Whatever is in the bloodstream is going to push it in. So don't make that mistake. Anabolic phase is when they push everything in the muscle. But now let's look at the other parts, because we want to lose fat and build muscle. So I hope that this anabolic phase for you makes sense. That, oh, okay, I can see it. I'm pushing all the nutrients into the muscle fibers. I can grow. Good. Now let's see the rest. You guys heard calories in, calories out. What if it fits your macros and all that stuff? Like, what does it mean? Caloric requirement, and if it fits your macros, doesn't matter what you do. No. Because macros are protein, carbohydrates, and fat. Right. Carbohydrates are simple carbs, complex carbs, fibrous carbs. If I have just any carb, no. You need the simple carbs when you train. You need the fibrous carbs when you don't train and you want to be in a maintenance phase.
In the maintenance
phase. Yeah, and complex carbs maybe. So it's not if it fits your macros. You do specifics when it makes sense, okay? You cannot put milk in a car or a whiskey, because car needs gasoline, right?
Yes.
Muscle needs glucose, right? Human body can use energy from glucose for a muscle or fats for any other activities, right? Aerobic type of activity or just physical work, it can be used. We are talking about high performance bodybuilders that want to put the muscle mass. And I'm completely against bulking phase, cutting phase. Bulking, they try to eat big, eat big, train heavy to get big, and they overdo the calories and they get so much body fat. No. I don't want you to get big. I want you to get muscular. Not big. And so this is why I would much rather you put 10 pounds and then lose 2 that is maybe body fat, then you put 20 pounds and you have to lose 18.
There's crucial difference between getting big and getting muscular.
Yes, but I want anybody that is listening to understand, because I'm very passionate about this. It bothers me. King Kamali in a podcast recently says, "Oh, Milos, do you agree for guys that are always lean?" Yeah, of course I want everybody to be always lean. It's not healthy to get fat. Right. Oh, just big. No, how much burden is this for your heart and your just general health in the system? And nobody wants to look fat. We all want to be muscular in shape here around. It's very possible. This is what I'm talking right now. Timing is everything, okay? So, anabolic phase makes you grow. Now let's look at this. You are, a little bit overweight, you have a little bit too much fat. Okay, let's design 1 or maybe 2 fat burning phases when you can do some cardio activity. Cardio activity, low intensity, 60-65% of the maximum heart rate, uses only fatty acids. You see, muscle contractions use glucose, but here for this kind of energy, you're doing aerobic type, you only use fatty acids.
Yeah, longer duration.
Some people are mistaking, and I have just athletes right now preparing for the Chicago next week. He was doing high intensity cardio. Well, high intensity cardio now doesn't use only fatty acids, because high intensity muscle contractions, you have also glucose that is being used. Now you have to define, why do I do cardio? To burn fat. If I increase intensity, okay, and many guys are going to be telling, oh yeah, I do the high intensity cardio, I lose muscle, I lose my legs, I lose the size. Yeah, because now, right, you're burning up the glucose as well. It's a hard physical work. Cardio is supposed to be for fat burning, 60-65% of maximum heart rate. Let triglycerides and fatty acids being used as an energy source, not glucose. There is something, very quickly, not to be confusing, respiratory exchange ratio. That's a number, coefficient. If it's 0.7, your body uses only fat. If it's 1, if it's using only glucose. You see, so training with the weights should be 1, and cardio is supposed to be 0.7. By high intensity cardio, it goes 0.8, 0.85. So, which tells you that your body is not using only fat, is using carbohydrates. But now, this is the examples. Some guys want to lose weight very quickly, very intensely. So they're on maybe ketogenic diet. They're already on ketogenic diet, which is very, very, very effective for a fat burn. But ketogenic diet, they do the high intensity cardio. And high intensity cardio uses fat and glucose. The glycogen storage is gone, so they don't have a glucose. Yeah. So where is this glucose going to come from? Your body's going to use glucose. It's not there. Okay. It's going to convert amino acid into it, or because you're usually doing cardio on empty stomach, there is not even amino acids, so it's going to convert your muscle. It's going to break down your muscle tissue. That's why you use your leg, lose your legs in that high intensity cardio. That's why you shrink up, because you're using fuel that you're not giving. So this is why, before you do anything, right, ask yourself questions. Okay, what makes sense? So you wake up in the morning, you're a little bit overweight, you need to lose some body fat. I'm going to tell you, use a cardio session, but 60-65% of your maximum heart rate. Okay, 100% for sure, during this 40 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever, you are going to burn your own body fat. Yes. 1,000,000% for sure, because there is no fatty acids floating around. Energy is used. Where does it come from? It comes from a body fat. Beautiful. So you can check body fat. Yeah, I'm good. Now, until the anabolic phase. Until anabolic phase, you need to make maintenance phase. Maintenance phase is just give enough calories, not to gain, not to lose weight. So enough protein and choice of fat, either a choice of energy, either fat or carbohydrates. If my guys are a little bit too fat, okay, more than I want them, I would not give them the carbs. I would give them fat as a fuel, okay? If they are pretty lean, I can give them carb as a fuel. But one way or another, this next 3-hour meal, maintenance phase, I can make somewhat caloric deficient, 100 calories less, 200 calories less, little caloric deficient, okay? So they burn fat here, and still here, they can still be in the fat burning zone, or if they're almost there, just maintenance, just give them enough calories. But I don't play with the carbohydrates. I don't release insulin from high carbs. No. Right now, I don't need insulin. I don't call insulin right now. I don't want it. Let my body function properly. Now, when I train, then I'm going to have this anabolic phase. I'm going to have a carbohydrate protein meal before, and then intra-workout, I'm going to sip my intra-workout supplementation with everything I told you, essential amino acids, BCAAs, creatine, vitamin, beta-alanine, citrulline, everything is there. And you're going to be sipping throughout the whole workout, okay, throughout the whole workout. Now, they're going to say, how much carbs should I use, okay? It's that's International Sports Society that they have. You can Google it, you can find it. It's accepted to be 0.7 grams of carbs per kilo per hour. So this is accepted, like how much glucose is going to be used. So if you're 100 kilos guy, that equates to 70 grams of carbs in 1 hour. And every time before, when I would talk about put 70 grams of carbs, oh, Milos, that's too much, body doesn't need it. Excuse me. They go with, listen, Milos, normal glycemia is 70 to 90 milligrams per deciliter, right? And then if you multiply this with 5 liters, you need very little carbohydrates. So, let's not look at the normal state.
Normal stacks.
This is now anabolic state, and I'm going to burn 70 grams of carbs. Guarantee. Where I'm going to burn it from if I don't eat it? Oh, it's going to have to go to my glycogen storage, break down the glycogen. It's going to give me the glycogen storage is reserved energy. Body reserves everything, right?
Yeah, it works as a survival mechanism.
If it's emergency and they need to use it, not the best way. You don't go to the savings bank account to take money every day. That's the savings. You take a checking, right? This is analogy. So, and not just that. If you're going to use carbohydrates from glycogen, it's never going to spike your own insulin. And insulin is the strongest anabolic hormone. It's one that stores everything. So during a training, believe me, anybody that trains, you can have easily 70 grams of carbs, but you want to be a little bit conservative, okay, go 50. Go 50, there's no problem. This 50 grams of carbs is going to boost your endogenous insulin level, is going to drive everything that is inside, and probably cover most of the muscle contractions, the energy for those. And then whatever else is needed, you can get a little bit from glycogen. I'm not so concerned. But I don't want you to deplete the glycogen every time you train. It's not the same, trust me. When you have a glucose from blood coming in from your nutritional glucose that you're taking, or coming from a glycogen, it's not the same.
It's not.
It's not.
That's what my question was. That's what my question was. People are confusing it, and they are asking about whenever they're going to the gym, they are feeling a bit dizzy. Right now, I don't have that much sort of energy. So, do I have to do the simple carb thing right now, or complex was good when I was at home? A lot of questions.
No. Be honest to yourself. Ask yourself a question, okay? Because a lot of people are afraid, no. Carbs mean fat. Insulin means fat. Yes, it's going to make you fat if you take it anytime during a day when you don't need it. But when you train, this is your best friend and transporter. It is like next level transporter. I tell people, visualize nail and a hammer, and you're just like nailing everything in the muscle. And you should, if you do it properly, have a craziest muscle pumps, okay? So now, after this training, you have a 6 hours of time, that anabolic window, which is the strongest first hour, but then diminishes a little bit. But for about 6 hours, physiological preference of your body right there is to replenish whatever is lost. And because you had that muscle stimulation, to take care of the shock that body just went through. Oh, you did the weightlifting training, you shock the muscle, you stimulate the muscle, so your body is preferably sending nutrients back into the glycogen storage and feeding the muscle and creating this hypertrophic response. So this is post-workout, okay, which is still anabolic phase, but you can phase down into the maintenance phase. And then at the end of the day, if you need to lose body fat a little bit quicker, because competition is in 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks, so you need to get there, okay, then I would give you another cardio and another fat burning phase. And you guys, I'm sure you followed Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler back in the day when they were talking about doing 2 cardio sessions, every day. Yeah, those are Mr. Olympias. They try to be the best possible, the most muscular, the leanest possible, right? And at the time, they need to lose more body fat, so they have to do the 2 cardio sessions. I was blessed enough that since I started bodybuilding, I kept myself lean. Okay, so my diet was pretty much the same year round. You guys see that often, regularly, I put on my Instagram pages from my journals, and you can see I'm open book.
Yeah,
the reason why I'm so passionate, and maybe you can see me right now, I want you to get this message. I want you to get this message that you can be in shape year-round. You can build muscle and lose body fat each and every single day if you do it correctly. Okay, we're all humans. Maybe some days you want to eat some junk food. Maybe you want to go out with the family. Okay, that day you maybe not going to be anabolic and fat burning. Maybe, but that's one little blimp in the 7 days if you have something like that. But so at that time, maybe you're going to store, something that you didn't want. Okay, you're going to have to pay the price. But if you do this, I got off my diet, I'm going to stop diet, and I'm not going to do this anymore. Consistency always pays off. Discipline, hard work is always rewarded. I did it. I don't know how many people. I know there's a lot of Indian people, a lot of Middle East, and I have a lot of Indian fans, and I love Indian people, and they're so passionate about it. But I want them to also think about this one right now. Okay, you say maybe I don't have enough money. I didn't have any money when I came to America to pursue my career. I had a very little, but I could buy the cheapest protein. Okay, it was eggs and a tuna. Okay, and rice. Okay, so I cover my bases. I just timed it with a very low income. I made it to Mr. Universe contest, went to the pro level. So I appreciate that the economic situation is not the most favorable for everybody, but everything is possible. Don't waste money on elsewhere. Buy the nutrients. So when it comes to this, buy the nutrients that your body needs, not calories. Yeah, did you have sorry, I talked maybe over you. We're going to have a Q&A, of course.
Yes.
But it just, for you again.
We'll be doing the break of 16 to 17 seconds, and we'll be coming back.
You're going to take a break?
Yes, for the 16 seconds, and we'll be coming back.
Okay.
So here we are back with the questions and answer session.
Okay, so before the questions, right?
Yep.
I didn't mention from the very beginning, like okay, Milos, but how are you gonna determine what is my caloric requirement? We all different. I'm endomorphic, ectomorphic, mesomorphic. I'm old. I'm young. So it's nowadays today technology is super easy. You go online and put BMR calculator, basic metabolic rate. Yeah. So for you to understand, okay, we all have physiological needs and metabolic needs. So physiology, what does it mean? Life doesn't exist without energy. So energy, right? What is it? Our physiology. Every organ in a body, brain, liver, kidneys, require energy to function. So the first and most important thing is for you to realize BMR is basic metabolic rate, which means if you are laying down, doing nothing, in a state of coma, according to your age, height, and weight, and your gender, right? They will determine how much heart uses energy, and the lungs, and the skin, and the liver, all that stuff. You heard before, like brain uses like 500 calories, 125 grams of carbs daily, for functioning. Yeah, it is basic metabolic rate, so physiological needs. So when you put this height, weight, age, gender, and I'll tell you, for like 80 kilo man, 170, 80, it's about 1,800 calories a day.
1,800 to 2,000, yeah, roughly.
18, yeah. This is for 80 kilo. 100 kilo is about 1,000. But then, okay, 10 years, same height, 10 years more is just like 50 calories less. Another 10 is just 50 calories. So it's very close.
Very close.
This is just physiological need. Good. Okay, now beautiful. But what else? Now, everything that you do physically, physical work, training, cardio, that's thermic effect of exercise. So BMR plus thermic effect of exercise. So how do I do that? 1 hour of training, 1 hour of cardio, 1 hour, it's very easy to determine how many calories you need to add. If I tell you what I told you already, you're going to burn for sure 70 grams of carbs during your training. Guarantee. 7 times 4 calories, what is that? 20, like 300 calories for sure in the 1 hour of training, for sure. But it's actually dramatically much more, especially if you're training intensely. 1 hour of cardio, for sure, 300-400 calories. So you add. So now when you add and you're at the 3,500 calorie requirement,
yes,
okay, that's how much you need. Now you want to burn body fat? Well, you have to have a little deficit and create that fat burning zone. If you don't have any body fat, oh, beautiful. Then this is how much you need to eat each and every day. And if you want to grow the size, you can have in that anabolic phase, little extra anabolic nutrients, amino acids, and glucose, and monitor. Each day, inspect what you expect. Watch what happens each and every day or once a week. So this is a principle I did myself for 30 years. Any athlete that you guys remember, I coached, Dennis Wolf, Dennis James, Gustavo Badel, I did Chris Cormier, Flex Wheeler in his last years, Shiratada, Gustavo, many, King Kamali, you talk about it, Johnny Jackson, it was always, now Regan Grimes and Samson Dauda and Logan Franklin, I do always the same thing. The only difference is, what time of the day they train, if they're going to train once a day or twice a day. If they train twice a day, I have 2 anabolic opportunities, beautiful, okay? If they don't need to lose body fat, I don't even give them cardio. I didn't do cardio for last couple of years of my bodybuilding career. I didn't need it. You can do the cardio for your cardiovascular health, but if you're a bodybuilder and you have no body fat, then if you do the cardio, you are burning now more calories and you might be caloric deficient and you might flatten out and lose some muscle size. Even though they go, well, Milos, that's not good advice. Yes, it's good, because if I train twice a day, it's enough physical work in intensity and your cardiovascular system is going to get a lot of physical stimulation anyway. You don't need to necessarily do the cardio to burn more fat because you have no fat. So those are the real principles. Who fails to plan plans to fail. Each meal have to be strategized. You're going to tell me, I can only work 12 noon. I can only train at 12 noon. Okay, then 12 noon, this is your anabolic phase. But Tuesday, it's 4 p.m. and Wednesdays, and I have, trust me, I have athletes, they always give me exact time they're going to train during a day. And then it's maybe all 6 days is different. I have to adjust their meals according to anabolic phase. Yeah. Yes. So it's all of you that, I work different hours. Doesn't matter what. The principle is still the same. When you train is anabolic phase, meal before is lean protein, saturated complex carbs. Meal after, lean protein, saturated complex carbs, replenish the glycogen. Good. The other phases is a maintenance phase or fat burning phase. If you're training at evening, okay, no problem. So most of the day, you're going to be in maintenance phase. You don't need to boost your insulin levels and sugar levels, right? You're not using it. Now it can be counterproductive. Save those calories for
a lot of questions are coming in. A lot of questions are popping out in the question bank, sir. Right now, we'll be asking question from the Optimum Head Pharma R&D. The question: recently, I have discovered primobolan and boldenone have metabolites as estrogen inhibitors. Can these make primo and baldy more suitable for cutting?
I'm sorry, I didn't really understand. Your boldenone and?
Boldenone and primobolan have metabolites. Yeah.
Primobolan, okay.
Yes.
And what about them?
Recently, I have discovered primobolan and boldenone have metabolites as estrogen inhibitors. Can these make primo and baldi more suitable for cutting?
I mean, it's not most suitable. Put it this way. Now we're talking about anabolic steroids and everything. So anabolic steroids are synthetic derivatives of testosterone, main androgen, right?
Yes.
And main androgen, obviously, when you boost testosterone, your body also produces estrogen. So here is the thing. Too much testosterone, you have to control the estrogen. That's why we have anti-estrogens. But you have anabolics that have a strong androgenic effect and not much estrogenic effect. Boldenone and primo can be very much used all the way to the contest. Primobolan especially. Boldenone, so it's not like completely estrogenic-free inhibitors. It has some. So boldenone is usually used in the first phases, and primo is in the last phases of the contest.
Or all the way down?
Yeah. I mean, because it's oil-based, we have people 10 days before the show that you stop. But, this is about it. You don't need to stop weeks before.
Yes, that's it. Okay. So, again, with the person, Tasdeed. Hello, Tasdeed. He's asking, if I use pre-contest time, only your pre-workout insulin protocol, not post-workout, can I get some benefit out of it?
Yes, of course. Listen, if you use insulin protocol before the training, obviously everything that you stimulate during the muscle is going to go there. But post-workout, you're going to have to rely on the food that you're eating and your endogenous insulin to continue storing. Yes. So if you already believe it in pre-workout insulin, it's kind of hard for me to, okay, why don't you have also post-workout? Because you maybe don't want to use high amounts, maybe. You want to be less, but why would you not use as much carbohydrates as you're trying to store post-workout? If you do exogenous insulin or endogenous, exogenous is going to do much more intense storage than your endogenous. Plus, it's going to save your beta cells of pancreas. I mean, people have a confusion. They think that, insulin is going to make me diabetic. So if I use insulin, I'm going to become diabetic. It's the opposite.
Coming on that questions of insulin, because there'll be a question will be bombarding over it when you come on the screen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, good. So insulin is going to save you from becoming diabetic because it's going to save beta cells of pancreas. Okay. The reason why I use it, obviously, supraphysiological amount of injectable insulin. Okay. More that your body would normally reduce. It's supraphysiological amount, more than normally, of a strong, potent insulin, anabolic hormone that can push everything in. That's why I use it. And magic happens. So I use it 45 minutes before the workout, okay? Because if you use Humalog, it's working within 15 minutes. Onset in 15 minutes, peak 45 minutes, strong action 1 hour, out in 3. So 45 minutes before a workout, you use it. That's what this gentleman asked. Okay, so using these benefits. But then he doesn't want to use it post-workout. Okay, if you don't want it, you don't have to. You can just eat your carbs and then let your pancreas release the remainder of the insulin and store. But I would think, and many people, 90% of people actually prefer taking insulin only post-workout to make sure to replenish it. It's interesting for me to see that somebody just wanted before. If you already used before, I would tell you use after too, because it's dramatically much more effective.
Okay, that's it. The question comes from the Dr. Ahmed. Would the insulin rising during the workout affect GH production levels?
Yeah. GH and insulin are counter-regulatory hormone. Yes. So what is going to do more, to the training is growth hormone, really anabolic hormone. It's anti-catabolic, much more, and fat burning than anabolic. So I understand I had fights with one of the greatest minds, Charles Poliquin, strength coach from, we are very, very, very good friends.
Very good.
And we talk about this. And I finally, by the end of history, he admitted to me he was wrong all along. That for hypertrophy, insulin being boosted during a training does much more than a GH. So you see also, and that's especially doctor that is talking, growth hormone is pulsatile hormone. It's released several times a day, in bursts. And, plasma half-life is, I think, 17 to 28 minutes. It's very, very short time, right? Yeah. And you can have a burst of growth hormone throughout the day, no problem. But for anabolic phase of the day, something that I'm preaching here, insulin is dramatically more anabolic and more logical to use at this time. Yeah. I have athletes that still, okay, if I can say, because this is not censored, they still like to inject GH together with insulin. I'm against it, but some report, dramatically better results. So they have both pharmacological, exogenous GH, and even though if endogenous is suppressed, they still have an exogenous. Yeah. So I am against it since 30 years ago. I always knew this counter-regulatory hormone. So if you take a GH, you take it 1 hour before the meal or 2 hours after the meal, postprandially, when there is no influence of insulin. So in my correct usage, and I did this with, you guys know, Nasser Al-Sambari, with some other pros, we had meals every 3 hours. So 2 hours after the first meal is 1 hour after the second meal. Okay, that's when you take GH. Yeah. The next 2 hours after the second meal is 1 hour before the third meal. That's when you take. So Nasser, when he created the greatest gains from 94 to 95, yeah, he was taking actually 6 times a day, every 3 hours.
How much of I use collectively, if we can ask it?
Okay, so that's also old formula. That's the best therapeutic dosage and mitigation, the what do you call it, side effects to the benefits. 0.7 units per kilo per week. Okay, that means, let's say 100 kilo. 100 kilo is easy to think about. 220-pound guy, that's 10 units a day. Okay, that's a best therapeutic dosage. I know people that take much more. Okay, there's a lot of bodybuilders that 120 kilos, 130 kilos nowadays, right? So they would take 12, 15. I know that some bodybuilders take even much more than that. It's questionable. I think up to 10 units a day, it will be tremendous effect if you don't waste GH with the counter-regulatory insulin getting there too quick and demolishing the effect of GH.
What are the effects of the GH?
Yeah, because they take a GH and drink your sugar. No, that's not the time to do it.
Okay. There's a question from Mehmet. Hello, Mehmet. How are you doing? What is your favorite base anabolic in cycle? Boldinon, primobolan, nandrolone. What are their superior combinations, parts to each other? Which one of them can be more suitable of which situation? Three questions are there. I'll break it down to you. First, he is asking, what is your favorite base anabolic in cycle? Boldinon, primobolan, or nandrolone?
None. Trembolone.
I knew that. I knew that. I just wanted to hear from you. That's it.
Yeah, trembolone for sure. This is how I want you to understand. All the cycles that I do for bodybuilders, okay? Not because you just asked specifics, but I know that everybody else wants to hear it. You take certain amount of testosterone, okay, as a main androgen in the body, okay? When I say the stories that Jay Cutler, you can hear him use only 500 milligrams of testosterone a week, they don't want to believe it. I had a Dennis James, Johnny Jackson, Troy Abs, many, they never did more than 500 in a days when they were training with me. Okay,
because that a week.
That's a week, yeah.
And that's true in simple parts. And people don't understand that and don't even believe that.
Yeah, they don't want to believe it. Listen, your body makes about 10, for some crazy, what do you call it, blessed people, maybe they produce 15 milligrams of testosterone a day, normal person. And they're like super manly. It's 15 milligrams times 7, it's 100 milligrams a week, right? So when we put 500, this is like, woo, superficial. But no, monkey see, monkey do. Some people, oh, you need more, 1,000, 2,000, and it starts more. Look,
yes,
testosterone part, okay, it's the main androgen in the body. It has androgenic properties, sexual and male characteristics. Okay, it's there. But what bodybuilders want, we want anabolism, anabolic steroids. It's called anabolic steroids because they create anabolism, increase protein synthesis, prevent breakdown. Okay, so those compounds tweak testosterone molecules that have more anabolic action. So if I have a 16-week cycle before the competition, I would have a much rather 4-week cycles, mini cycle, changing the compounds. When you combine androgenic and anabolic, right? And make sure that you keep your estrogen in check so you don't have a high estrogen. And then change the compounds every 4 weeks because it's dramatically more effective. You see, this is when a lot of people say that it's a nonsense in it. There's a lot of studies, and as I mentioned, Charles Poliquin, he had some French doctor that would change every week. He's suggesting to change as quickly because it's not just one androgen receptor. If it's one type of androgen receptors, then everything would work the same. So why would you create this, so no. So the way I would do it, initially—
the cocktail works differently.
Yeah, 16 weeks out, first 4 weeks, you don't care if you are retaining more water, okay? You can use the steroids that, so holy grail would be testosterone, decadurabolin, and a D-ball, right? Okay. That's something that Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sergio Oliva, Lou Ferrigno, back in the day, this was most common. This is how you start. Then you're gonna switch from this decadurabolin now to they start producing nandrolones. Trembolones. Back in the day, it was a French product called Parabolan, Trembolone Hexa, right? It was very, very popular.
Hexa. It got popular in between.
Yeah. So you switch from nandrolone, decanoate, deca, to the trembolone. And you change D-ball to the anadrol, right? Testosterone can be testosterone combination of 4. It can be, but it can be just any kind because annotate, cypionate at this time, okay, doesn't matter water retention. And if you have a 5 milligrams a week, it's not so specific. Closer to the contest, maybe you want to have a faster acting and change to the test propionate and maybe even test suspension closer to the show and have a daily, right? 50 or 100 milligrams. Okay. But that's, that's testosterone part. Anabolics, you went from DECA to Trembolone to maybe Primobolan and then to the Vinstrol. Okay. Yes. This would be normal order of injectable, that you're gonna take into less water retaining, more anabolic, hardening injectables. Yes. Okay, that's injectable. Oral, it will be from D-ball to the anadrol, the oxymetholone, possibly turinabol, because turinabol became a very, very common. Then you get oxandrolone. Oxymetholone is anadrol. And then oxandrolone. Okay, oxandrolone. And the last part would be hollow testing. It's quite liver toxic, but it's a hardener that really make you grainy, hard, and all that stuff. So
what about Proviron? People take Proviron.
Okay, so yeah, very good question. But you see, Proviron would get in the category of anti-estrogens because Proviron is androgen and anti-estrogen.
Yes.
It is absolute must for everybody, bodybuilder, last 4 weeks. You're gonna, so initially you can have a Nolvadex, tamoxifen, or Arimidex. You can be that. And you can maintain this. I think that people are taking way too much anti-estrogens, that you don't need it. You just watch. If you have some sensitivity, you have some issues, then maybe you bump it up. I know people that take 3 milligrams of Arimidex every single day. I said, this is suicide. You still need the estrogen. You just don't want to have estrogen off the hook. But 1 milligram of Arimidex every other day would be more than sufficient dosage. But here comes last 4 weeks before the show, I would go into Proviron, and Proviron, the way we did it, and this is since early 90s, you start with 50 milligrams a day, 1 week, to 75 to the 100.
100.
Yeah, this is most common.
It's written in your
Does anybody
laws.
do more? Yes. Is this really necessary? Yeah, I don't think so. So you see, when you look at this last 4 weeks, this is, but at that time you want to be dry to the bone, right? You want to be hard as a rock, the grainy and stuff. So all these compounds, Proviron, Vinstrol, right? And then you would throw in here tren acetate and masteron with your test propionate. Okay, these kind of things, this is common Olympia cycle. I mean, hardly you're going to pick up anybody from Olympia stage that in last 4 weeks they don't take propionate, masteron, tren acetate, Vinstrol, halotestin, Proviron, and possibly a little bit more Nolvadex.
I would like to tell you, sir, we have currently 5,000 plus live attendees waiting in queue with questions, and we, Mission Strong, is happy we are able to provide the learning platform to all of you. We are trying to select the best questions. So I would like to ask your views on pharma grade brands like Optimum Pharma, who is our sponsor, and the regular underground labs with the heavy metals inside.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be honest. I didn't have experience because I live here in the United States, so I cannot tell you that I have a personal experience. You see, I'm a coach that when I advise something to anyone, I do it from also not just knowledge, but my personal experience. So I have my, so I if I would get special package, I would be more than happy to review it.
Okay. So the special package thing is coming on. Okay.
Okay, good. I mean, you see, everybody knows that Milos doesn't sugarcoat. He's not a cheerleader. He tells the truth. So I cannot say.
I'm not saying anything.
Say something that I don't have experience with.
I'm not saying anything. Whoever is listening, the requests will be there.
Okay, good, beautiful.
Is that the thing is good? So right now, what's the best way of body recomposition according to you?
Body recomposition, exactly. If you listen to my the presentation, build muscle as you're losing body fat, because all the principles that I tell you, it's exactly what I do with everybody. I mean, right now, okay, I was getting texts as we started. Joe Mackey is a pro bodybuilder. You can see on Instagram. I just started working with him a week ago, and he has a contest on Saturday. So in a very short time, we have to do the most. So what do we want? We want to prevent any muscle loss. So being anti-catabolic, okay? We can't be really anabolic right now because we have to be caloric deficient and have that fat burning fault. So the body recomposition, you have to lose as much body fat. So when you're losing as much body fat, okay, I just don't want to let you lose any muscle. My preference is I would like you to make more muscle, but they only had 2 weeks. So the best recomposition is what I was talking. Fat burning phase, maintenance phase, and anabolic phase. If you need to really dramatically improve muscle mass, I would put 2 anabolic phases. Okay, if you need dramatically to lose body fat, good. I would give you 2 fat burning phases. So it's not 24-hour diet. I want you to think of this from now on. It's a 3-hour diet, 3-hour diet, during a day, because all our days are different. You wake up in the morning, okay, for the next 3 hours, what I'm going to do? Watch TV? I don't need so much energy, but I'm going to go work. Okay, what I'm going to work? High physical intensity. I'm going to use glucose. Let me have a carbs for breakfast. I'm going to just have some, garden work, and I'm going to just burn, fat. I don't need the carbs. I don't need to boost my insulin level. Why? Let me have some good fats with it. This is how it is. For an average Joe or for Olympia competitor, be aware next 3-hour caloric requirement and nutritional requirement. So it's not calories that we need the nutrients. Your body is going to respond in a health matter much more favorably to the good lean protein, for a good unsaturated or polyunsaturated essential fats than hydrogenated trans fats or whatever. It's not if it fits your macro. Fat is fat. Carb is, no, it's not. Healthy fat is a healthy fat, and you can have it as a healthy fat energy nutrient for the activity. Okay, not hydrogenated, inflammatory, the worst possible fat that you can have just because fat is fat. It's not. Don't fool yourself, and you already know it.
Yes. There's a question from Ahmad Misri. What are your views on using insulin in the morning empty stomach? Is taking insulin effect on natural insulin level?
Yeah, it's okay. I'm so happy that you asked this question. Please listen. It's idiotic. Okay, idiotic to take insulin on empty stomach first thing in the morning and then don't do nothing. What is this going to do? Okay, so if you take insulin, you're going to have to take a lot of carbohydrates not to go hypoglycemic, because your morning glucose level, fasted glucose level, should be already low, 70, 80 milligrams per deciliter. You shoot the insulin, it's going to drop you down to 60, 50, you're going to go to hypoglycemic shock, okay? Why would you want to use the insulin? What is going to do? What benefit is going to do? Zero. I had always fights with the other coaches that would say, yeah, you wake up in the morning and you take a long-acting insulin. Insulin, okay, it's your best friend or your worst enemy. It's not selective. If you have it all day long, it's going to be storing everything that is in the blood. Amino acids, glucose, and fat. If you take long-acting insulin, 100% guarantee it's going to store any fat that you've been taking throughout the day. You can't get out of it. Yeah. So for all these people that are advising, have a long-acting insulin. If you're having a long-acting insulin, which I would say to some people, okay, but you have to watch your diet. You don't have a fats in this case. So you don't give triglycerides, because insulin is not selective. It stores everything. Triglycerides, amino acids, glucose, everything. So be honest to yourself. If you inject first thing in the morning on empty stomach, if it's fast-acting insulin, oh my God, you need immediate glucose, or you're going to do hypoglycemic shock, and you might end up in a coma in the hospital. So don't do it. And it doesn't make sense. Look, because I'm an insulin guy, you guys know that I brought insulin to the bodybuilding, and then many people, oh, he's such a bad guy, he brought the insulin. Insulin is an anabolic hormone. If used correctly, it's like unbelievable. It's like a gun. Gun can protect and save your life, right? Or you can kill yourself with it.
Kill yourself.
It depends where you point it. Okay, it's unbelievable machine that can do what beneficial work or detrimental work. So if you use insulin, only when it makes sense. And when it makes sense, right before the workout, immediately after the workout. This is when it makes sense. When you saturate your body with the nutrients that you want insulin to store. Because if it's something else that you don't want, too bad, so sad. Insulin is going to store everything, what you want and what you don't want. So no insulin in the morning, unless you train right away.
Insulin before the workout, and after that, what we have to take? The simple carbs or the drinks that you have mentioned?
Yeah, the insulin, 45 minutes before the workout, I would take.
The Humalin
15
that we were
minutes
talking about.
after. Sorry?
Humalin that we were talking about.
Humalog, yeah, Humalog. Humalog and Novolog. Or there is the FIAS. FIAS is like Humalog, but it's even faster. It works with within 2-3 minutes.
Okay.
Humalog works in 15 minutes.
Yeah.
But listen,
you'll get enough amount to drive towards the gym.
Sorry?
You will get enough amount of time to drive towards the gym if you are taking Humalin.
Yeah. But here it is. I would have a bodybuilding meal: chicken, turkey, fish, egg whites with rice, potatoes, sweet potatoes, oats as that meal before the workout. Okay. 45 minutes after the meal, okay, which is 45 minutes before the workout. Okay, this is when I take my insulin.
Okay. And before the workout.
When you take a 10, 15, 20 units, okay, you would put 10 grams of EAAs, 10 grams of glutamine, 10 grams of creatine, beta-alanine, citrulline, right? Then you're going to have about 6-7 grams of carbs per unit of insulin. So if you did a 10 units, have like 60 grams of carbs in this pre-workout meal, pre-workout shake. 30 minutes later, you're going to go to the gym, okay? And that's when you're going to start training. And that's when you're going to keep drinking. Now, the second drink that you make, which is, what do you call it? Intra-workout shake.
Yeah.
And here, you're going to put the same amount, like another 60 grams. Remember what I told you? You're going to burn about 70 grams anyway.
70 grams.
Yeah, but here, 60, 70, 60 would cover your insulin, so you're not going to go hypo. But if you are like my guy, and I give you 20 units before, right, then you should have like 75
to 80.
Yeah, before and about 100 grams during. Okay. That would cover you for the glycemic measure, so you're never going to go hypoglycemic. And you need to drink this in between sets. It's not like you drink everything right at once, because I don't want a glucose spike and then it's going to start coming down, 45 minutes later. I want you to maintain glycemia. So you do the set, or my giant sets, doesn't matter. And then in between, you have a couple of sips. So you maintain glucose level throughout the whole workout.
That's what the whole thing is all about. People are asking questions of insulin.
What do you want to ask?
They are like, apart from this, like one person is asking, let me get to the question box. Okay. So what is your giant set protocol for pre-contest?
Yeah. So here.
They have seen you with those giant sets. You are killing those pro bodybuilders in the gym. And sometimes you're doing it with them with the same intensity.
Yeah, so the thing is like this. I already guys told you, 2 exercises for each body part. You can do heavy duty, progressive overload, right? We talk about it. So that's how you train chest. You do the incline barbell flies, barbell presses, and some kind of flies. Let's say flat dumbbell flies. This you go heavy. Now that's myofibril hypertrophy. You use insulin anyway, right? So you reach these muscle fibers here, but then you continue. Now you want sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. You want a crazy pump. So giant sets usually, right? is the 4 different exercises back to back to back. 0, okay, not 0, 10-second rest maximum from one station to another. If somebody is taking too long, that's no longer giant set, because muscle recovers very fast. Nervous system for heavy takes a long time. That's why they have a longer rest periods. But giant sets, I want to overwhelm you. I want to, the crazy pump. So I do the one exercise, which is from whatever angle, whatever grip, whatever tempo. You can be fast, slow, super slow, right? Think about this. You have 4 points of each exercise. You have a starting point, right? So you have an eccentric, lowering, okay? You have a completely stretched, fully lengthened position. You have a concentric, shortening, and you have a fully shortened position. So there's 4 parts. I can change the tempo in all 4 parts. One exercise, let me say, I'm gonna do negative, prolonged negative. So I go 10 seconds down on the first rep, 9 seconds on the second, 8, 7, 6, stuff like that. Okay. On the second exercise now, I want to be in a stretch position. Let's say pull over. You go in a pull over and you hold the stretch super tight, 10 seconds on the first rep, 9, 8, 7, right? So concentric, you can do super slow concentric. A lot of people, a lot of experts disagree with me, like slow concentrics, nonsense. Oh, really? Try super slow concentrics on a hex squat, Smith machine squat. Try to for bicep curls, preacher curl. Go 5 seconds, or try to go 10 seconds up, please. Shoulder press, incline press, Smith machine. Try to go super slow in these. It's absolute nightmare, okay? And it's new stimulation. Your muscle recognize new stimulus. It's new growth because new adaptation is being forced. Finally, the peak contraction, right? I can squeeze a little bit, I can squeeze more. So there's a little bit or more, right? There's different type of, so when I do any peak contraction movement, you can squeeze for 10 seconds, leg extensions, squeeze for 10, squeeze for 9, 8, 7, right? The cable rows for the back, for example. You go full and then squeeze, bring the elbows back all the way, squeeze for 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7, 6, okay? So this is different types of stimulus in a different stations, different exercises that hit the muscle from different angle in a different pathway. It's maximal stimulation of maximum amount of muscle fiber of that muscle. And you're doing it with the insulin. Oh my God. And insulin is inserting and nailing all the glucose amino acids in every muscle cell of every muscle fiber, and you reach everything. This is why I do giant sets at the end, because I reach all
filling them.
Oh, fill everything. So, if you have 10 empty bottles, this exercise only, stimulate this bottle, but then the other exercise this, and then you have a 10 like this. But you choose only 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, there is 6 more that you didn't even fill it up. I make sure I reach all of them and dump all my nutrients into every muscle fiber, upper, middle, lower, inner, outer. This is a concept. I don't want to be different for the sake of being different. You guys, when you structure your workout tomorrow, and okay, even your anabolic cycle, doesn't matter, and insulin, right? Be very wise. Shake it off and say, what is now most effective way? Timing. I'm going to do fat burning phase in the morning. Good. I'm going to do some cardio. Good. Now maintenance phase. I'm going to put enough calories, enough protein, enough carbs. Good. Now I'm going to anabolize. A lot of coaches, I'm sure, I don't know if Abdullah and George touched the subject. A lot of people don't believe in insulin. You say, oh, you don't need it. Hello? Insulin is most anabolic hormone. You take steroids? Why? steroids, anabolic hormones. You use them, yeah? Because, yeah, you want anabolic. Okay, this is different pathway of anabolism. Synergetically is going to create, oh my God, you need to understand. Yeah, you need to understand how to use it. I mean, why I used myself for 10 years from 93 to 2003? Because I want to damage myself? Or no, because if I go to the gym and I train without it, and I have to ask myself, okay, did I maximize, or I would do more if I just did it with insulin? So my answer was always, if I did it with insulin, it would be more effective. So how can I next day decide, okay, I'm going to do it without it because I don't need it?
A question
I'm
from
honest
Mr.
to
Akbar
myself,
Hussain.
right?
A question from
Yeah,
Mr.
so
Akbar
that's
Hussain.
why I use it.
Yes, a question from Mr. Akbar Hussain, and we are on the end portion of our sessions right now. So
Yeah.
He's asking, what do you think about people say MK677 can replace 3 to 4 IU of HGH?
Never. Listen. Okay, this is how it is. Growth hormone releasing peptides. So something that's going to create endogenous release or actual hormone. So what is going to be more potent? I have a lot of guys that use and compare. They use more MK for increases in appetite, which is very, very effective. But effectiveness of growth hormone, I would, I'm going to be honest, because I said I never said something that I didn't try. My experience, I would get dramatically much leaner on 4 units of a GH than if I would take MK.
Okay.
So
we can say this has been very insightful. Appreciation to Mr. Milos. It was nice having you.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, as you guys see, I'm excited about it. I want to share my passion. Okay, everything that I tell you.
We can see that. We can absolutely we can see that.
Okay, because I want to get into somebody's head that this is what I've been doing for 30 years. And I want you to try it. Okay, and if you have a disagreement and says, this doesn't make sense, I hope that everything I said made sense.
People are sending love from India, sir. Love from India. They love you so much.
Yeah, thank you. I've been to India 3 times, and I'm sure that my good friend Milos Sarcev is watching, but he's moving out of India. He's going to Dubai. So I don't know. Next time I come to India, it's going to have to be for some fitness event.
And love from Dubai also, sir.
And Dubai, yes, that's the place to be. Okay, guys. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being with us here.